Hello, welcome everybody to the AEL High School Summer Series. It's me, Matsy, making a return here, and I've got someone you might have seen before last week. It's Racquetz. So welcome, my friend. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fantastically, mate. I have a nice coffee here. Aircon. It's quite hot in Australia, but that's the beauty of aircon. And we're going to have some fantastic Overwatch games today, so pretty hype.
Absolutely, very keen to see the the hot weather. It's going to be reflecting the gameplay that's going to be coming through in today's matches, and obviously we've got some great matches ahead of us indeed. I think we should be seeing them right now. So our schools, which we will be seeing all throughout the summer high school series.
Yep, these are all the schools listed here: Albany Creek, Emmanuel Catholic College, Heathfield High School, Antone Grammar. You have the Whitebridge High School, Ripley, Southern Cross, St. Francis, Sales, and Trinity as well. So all of these teams will be competing, and the results coming in from week 1 as well. So SCC Gold, they are completely undefeated with no losses right there, and second Aces, third MGS, fourth Aces 2, fifth Wolfpack, sixth Trinity Esports, seventh Whitebridge, and eighth St. Francis Blue. So those are the seeding results coming in from the last week, and on the second page we have Emmanuel Gold sitting at 9th, 10th HHS Maroon, 11th Emmanuel Teal, 12th Ripley Raptors, 13th Whitebridge, 14th Aces 4, 15th Aces 1, and then the Wolfpack sitting at 16. So those were all accumulated through last week, the matches that we had there, and now they've been seeded into both of these groups in Division 1 and Division 2.
Yeah, definitely keen to see how things do sort themselves out heading into the rest of the series as we go on. But obviously, we can't get the show on the road without thanking our lovely sponsors. So, to start things off here, we do firstly want to say a big shout out to Acer Australia, the presenting partner of the High School Summer Series, who provide PC technology solutions for all schooling needs in the classroom and at home. And also a big shout out to Predator Gaming, the gaming PC partner who provide high-end gaming-focused PC solutions in both laptop and desktop formats, powered by Intel Racquetz. And who else have we got?
You also have the AOC monitors, so if you want a nice gaming monitor, they provide best-in-class monitor solutions for your gaming needs. And also, our very last sponsor here for today is the Game on Cancer, which is basically the choice here for AEL, who funds the much needed cancer research for the projects, and donating a portion of all the student participation fees to such a great life-saving cause. And if you want to end up helping and donating as well, there's a QR code on screen there, and you can also go to the AEL's Tiltify campaign page.
Yeah, big shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors there. Definitely a good cause to get involved with as well there. Definitely can stand behind that. That is for sure. And yeah, we've got some great games ahead of us heading into today, don't we? I think that we should be seeing some pretty exciting action. But I guess coming out of last week, what do you think is on trend at the moment? As in pick-wise, like what kind of characters do you think we might be seeing? Or do you think there's a bit of a meta established?
Good question, Matsy. I think the good news coming out of this tournament is people don't seem to be like the most complacent on what they pick. We've been seeing a lot of different types of styles, and sometimes with Overwatch, everyone can pick the same thing, right? You just see a lot of folks who just want to go towards that one meta team comp. But the lovely thing about this competition so far is we've been seeing a bunch of different folks on a bunch of different stuff. So if like you're interested in seeing like a lot of these different matchups, we've been seeing, Pharahs to Maze to Reinhardts to Winstons. We've been seeing about absolutely everything in relation to the picks, which is good because as a viewer, as a caster, right, it keeps us on our toes. So if you're looking for entertaining matches, then look no further, because a lot of these players aren't really scared to maybe experiment a little, aren't scared to switch off some of these picks to try and make their team comp a little bit better against the others. And I've been seeing a lot of flexible players.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything better there, can you? Because having that flexibility really allows you the freedom to just play into anything, counter anything that appears before you. So definitely good to have those kinds of options available. Personally, I'm hoping we see, a bit of everything today, like you're alluding to there as well. Maybe we could see a Diva come out first from one team, maybe even a Zaya or maybe a Wrecking Ball. who knows? Maybe we might be seeing someone sing that wonderful song that goes along with that character, you know? Somebody might be coming in like a wrecking ball. Who knows, Racket?
Could very well happen, mate. Could very well happen. You know, I'm actually quite disappointed, Matty, because I believe, if I'm remembering from last stream, we didn't have a Doomfist player. And as a person who is a lover of Doomfist, who actually thinks he's in a pretty decent spot right now, I'm hoping that we see some Doom, because that character is incredibly fun to watch. A little bit risky compared to some other tanks, right? Because he's sort of all in, or you're completely gone. if you manage to miss that, you know, empowered punch, you just get like slapped or CC'd or whatever. But that is one pick that I certainly want to see. So you're a Diva fan, Matsy? Is that where you're going?
Oh, I'm a fan of everything, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
Honestly,
just
I
making sure.
like Zarya the best.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say, if you're a fan of Diva, mate, last stream I was wearing a Diva shirt, so you ended up missing that out. Come on.
Well, it's all right. I'm sure I'll catch it again.
Yes, indeed you are. But yeah, I'm actually quite excited to see. I believe we end up starting on Control, if it is similar to last week. And we have received information that the first map will be on Antarctic Peninsula, which is the new Overwatch 2 map. It's pretty fresh. And yeah, I mean, see how the players sort of adapt to this, because one interesting thing about adding sort of new maps to the pool is it's sort of that situation, right, where how many times have you actually played this map? How many times have you like practiced on it? How many times have you played on it in comp? That's sort of like the test, right? Because if you don't have that much experience on the map, you might sort of throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. But if you actually have that experience, maybe you sort of know what the better pick is there. But from my experience, it is pretty different compared to a lot of the other Control maps. There's a lot of flanking routes for a lot of the points, and it is very high octane gameplay, a lot like the other Control points. But either way, I think it's a very good way to kick it off, because I think all of us are going to be in for a surprise, because there's not the most experience on this, right? So see how we go.
Absolutely keen to get into it, as we do have our players loading into the game now. They're going to be picking up their heroes. MGS 023 going to be on the blue side today, and on the red side it will be Trinity. Pick coming through. We got Ramatra as the blue side tank, and it is going to be Doomfist. Racket, they heard you for Trinity there.
But the thing is, are they just hovering over it as like as a bait? You know, well, we need to actually see it
like that.
We need to see it come out of the spawn, and we need to see it approach the point, because maybe they'll just walk out of the spawn and then walk back in and then change. So, and I need to see it onto the point, Natsky, before I'm completely convinced. It looks like, hey, it's there. There we go. Doomfist is punching his way onto the point, and that's exactly what I wanted. Christmas has come early.
It's like your birthday.
Yep.
Fantastic stuff. We'll see if Doomfist can manage to get some good damage coming through there. Already looking to isolate the Ashe, so that's going to be good if they can take down that DPS player. Looks like Lucio is going to be the first to go. A trade coming out from the Kirikos as well. So good start from both sides, but ultimately Trinity going to have control over the point, at least for the moment.
Yeah, this is what they want Trinity, especially with that Mei. They want to be onto the point, trying to segregate the tanks with the wall. And Ramatra's coming in now, just showing Doomfist how to punch properly and getting pocketed by the healers to make sure he doesn't get topped down too. And there we go, getting the pick at the end with all that burst on the Doomfist. The Kiriko so low, going to get the fist off, but just ends up missing in the end. But all the pressure coming in, and there we go. That's the value of having such an aggressive comp, managing to get it at the start there too. And now they're just making sure to clean up the rest of the MGS squad on the way back up.
Absolutely, doing the very best that they can just to make it clean and cut and keep control over the point as much as possible. More staggers they get onto the enemy, the better it's going to be. And for now, they're going to be in a pretty comfortable position, maybe get towards high 45%, maybe even towards 50%. But the teams are going to be meeting face-to-face again now, trying to see who will be able to land the first blow here. Good charge in, went out from the Bridget there. Going to see what they can manage out of it. Lucio goes down again, so good start coming out from MGS. Need to isolate the others though.
That is true. The Doomfist ultimate, it does come with the meteor strike and the
yeah, good Riptide to come out there as well. It will be Doomfist being taken down by that one. Looks Looks like the tank going to be down high pressure there. Ramatra going to be traded out though. Ooh, looks like Kiriko is going to use the ult as well. Try and speed up their teammates, establish further pressure on to the point there. But there is a bit of a comeback coming out from MGS. They've gotten a kill or two. Resurrection's going to be coming out as well. Looks like we do have the Junkrat coming out of that one. Flex Tape now, trying to get behind them. Does spot the Junkrat, trying to go for some shots there. Not going to be able to find them though, getting hunted down. And they will be taking out one after the other. Good comeback coming out of MGS there. The percentage going to 96%. But it does work out in favor of MGS in the end. So now they can establish a bit of percentage of their own.
Oh, ending up getting picked there at Moisty more than that May.
Gotcha. Looks like we do have a little bit more pressure being established for the MGS side at the moment. Just going to be trying to isolate Trinity out of the point as best they can here. We do have the ultimate available on Flex Tape, so that could be a heavy impact play coming out. Looks like the plays are coming out even further now. We're going to do a little more with it. Good trade coming out. Kiriko for Ramatra. I feel like the tank maybe a little bit more valuable there. See if MGS can make something of it. Flex Tape goes down. Rez coming out on to Riser Sports. Great outcome there for MGS. They definitely need that tank. Junkrat going to be taken out in the crossfires as well as the Lucio now. May going to be trying to take out the other May. Does find it. And it will be MGS going for one kill after the other there. Meteor Strike going to come out as well here. Ultimately, it is going to be not Zebra. Trying to hold their way on the point. Looking to fall back a little bit. Ramatra does get the ult through. Power Fist there. Fortunately, not meeting its mark.
That charged up fist is so powerful in these situations, but that is a pretty vital miss. Could have ended up getting a pick there with the Brig. Didn't have the CDs available to try and counter-engage that. See how they end up approaching this. The Valkyrie is available though, so see how that ends up working out.
Hopefully works out for the better in this stage. Looks like for the time being, MGS going to be doing great work at just singling out those targets, keeping them as far away as their own spawn essentially at the moment. And the comeback is going to be completely real for them, as they do manage to lose out 96%, but they come back and take it 100 real quick, taking away the first round.
Yeah, they did a very good job, the comeback there, and I think once Trinity lost the sort of point, the May loses a lot of its power, right? You really want to be setting up a lot of these setups for the Doomfist to get that one shot available with the punch. But at the same time, when you have Morgan on the opposite side, right, you have that wall to negate the engage. You also have Brig who can just save her charge. Even if Doomfist does have his empowered punch, she can use her charge to cancel it out. So that's a difficult thing. You really needed to track the cooldowns on the side of MGS, because all the sneaky stuff that the Doom was doing there, it can be played around if those cooldowns are available. So Doom, not Zebra, needs to be very careful in this situation when he wants to approach this, but 1-0 up, and that was a very close initial round as well, don't forget. So still neck and neck for both of these squads.
Neck and neck all the way through. We'll see if that is going to continue to be on trend heading into this round as well. As the ability is already reign supreme. Two players going down for Trinity there. They're isolating them one after the other again. And some early control seemingly going in favor of MGS at the moment. Looking to stagger out those spawns as well. This is not going to be good for Trinity.
Well, it's the opposite way around now, right? MGS now have the point first. See how they can work with that themselves. Once again, they still have that sort of more defensive comp with both the Junkrat and the May, so this is the position that they want to get. The first fight's always going to be the most hardest in this situation, but Trinity, they're doing a pretty big rotate around the back, making sure that they can get onto the point as easy as possible, and looks like they've made it there for the time being.
Yeah, looking good at the moment, as Kiriko has gone down. Doomfist trying to redeem their team though. Good damage coming out from Big Weeksy there. Does find 3 kills for their team now. It's their teammate Moisty Morgan. We'll be finding another one. Looks like we will be losing out the Doomfist again now, as MGS do manage to take the point back and manage to take a kill alongside it. So Trinity definitely making a good attempt to get onto the point, but it seems that MGS are just locked in at the moment. The momentum's shifting into their favor again.
Yeah, it's true. I think Trinity did have the sort of right idea there, but they took a lot of poke coming in, trying to get that rotation, so a good spot from MGS to react, and they're doing it again. Looks like they're trying to take their luck 2 times in a row there, but the Junkrat Riptire ending up doing a little bit of damage, but doesn't end up getting the elimination. The Resurrection is cancelled from Doomfist. Good timing, and the Meteor Strike comes out too. Empowered Punch, will it get anything? There we go.
Yeah, great outcome on to the Mercy there. Looking to follow it up with Junkrat. Good trade coming out, however, on to the May there. Will be Trinity getting some kills of their own now. Managing to zone out MGS at long last. And they will take the point back. 69% for MGS there. Nice effort from them so far. But Trinity putting them on the back end again. We'll see if they can hold it down though. Considering it's been quite the difficult affair for them already. It's going to be even more so. Just trying to hold this one down. May Ultimate comes through. And they look to pull through with a little bit more here, Racquetz.
Yeah, that May ult is going to be deadly, but against Trinity they have a lot of mobility, so it's difficult to lock them down. And there we go, the pause ends up coming through. Might have having a DC here, that's very relatable. But,
You've seen this one before, have you, Racquetz?
Mm-hmm. I have, a few times. Gotta love the good old internet, huh?
I think maybe they're playing off your connection, mate.
Mate, maybe we're sharing the same line. That's why we're disconnecting.
Yep. God, it would be so funny if you said that and then you just randomly just freeze up.
Hey, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, please. Actually, stop it.
Hey, mate, I'm not here to curse you today.
No.
Unless...
We can't have that. But hey, look, this has been a fun game because Doomfist has been here, okay? So I'm rejoicing at that sort of moment there. But yeah, the interesting thing is in that last fight, May ult is actually one of the stronger ults in the game. But against Trinity, you had a Kuriko, you had a Doomfist, you had a Moira. So with all those characters, it's going to be really difficult to lock them up with a May ult. Now, May ult's really good in general, but against Trinity's comp, it's actually pretty hard to sort of get any value there. And I think before the pause ended up happening there, I think Trinity ended up getting the first pick despite the May ult coming out from MGS. So yeah, good to note, I think, with how mobile Trinity are.
Absolutely. Off to a good start there with that one as well. I'm eager to see if they're going to be able to back it up, though, whether they can take it one step further again and continue to hold a solid grasp over the capture point there, as obviously it's going to be tough for them if MGS are starting to lock in with the right amount of synergy heading into the team play again, then it definitely could unfold for them. But there's still plenty of options available, obviously, and I think we could be getting back in shortly. Obviously, the player maybe not on Racquetz connection after all. Maybe they're okay.
They're back. Yeah, look. Maybe we both have that sort of similar issue where we disconnect for like 8 seconds and then all of a sudden we're back. That's that's the new age tech issue of Australia. So
maybe you know, it's just your delayed instant transmission. Maybe you've been practicing your techniques there. You know. Here we go.
Amaze bamboozled as the pause ended up coming out there, but yeah, the ultimate ends up coming out, and Ramatra is going to be frozen on the point. I think Mercy ended up getting frozen too, but MGS looking comfortable in this situation. I think, yeah, they definitely ended up zoning a bunch of Trinity out there, even though they got the pick at the beginning. But Doomfist is going to be locked behind the wall. Unfortunate, didn't have the jump to get out of that situation, and looks like they're going to have the advantage for the meantime because Junkrat's going to be plopping up all that damage.
Yeah, good to have that just damage coming out from Junkrat. You know, you can just chip away at your enemies slowly but surely. Maybe even get a kill or two there. Looks like it will be May taking point, though, alongside Moira. Great opening for Trinity there, finding two. Kuriko going to ult as well. A little bit more out of it there. Soldier going to be trying to ult as well. Just ensure safety on this point. Push into the OT, and they will be able to get the point back. So Trinity making that last-ditch effort there, and it does pay off dividends. Now pressure going to be on them again to hold this one down, because if MGS take it again here, they could end up winning game number 1, 2-0.
That is true. Trinity do have the Meteor Strike available to Doom, but it's not the biggest ult to use. He needs to get a big Empowered Fist afterwards, but the Ramatra ult in these types of situations on the control are going to be so difficult to deal with, and already a pick actually coming out from Trinity, so this will make it much more easy. They know that they have to fight quick.
Maybe get a little bit quicker as the Fists of Fury come out there from Riser Sports 24. Looks like it is going to be Brongus taking away Sege there, or Siege on the Trinity side. So good to find the healer, but Brongus will be traded back eventually by Death. Ooh, Riptire's coming through. This one could be a game changer. Does take down Doomfist, so no tank available now for Trinity. It's going to be difficult for them still. Trades coming out again though. Death, huge stuff coming out of the ult there. Finding kill after kill as well, but Big Weeksy still going to be alive on the point, finding a lot of damage onto the enemies. Finally gets dealt with there. OT coming through. Still contested though. The res comes out from Mercy. Ramatra's back. Mercy's out of here. Bringing Ramatra back. Going to be good for a little bit. Try and stall out this point. But with the staggered approach, Trinity may eventually be able to pull it through here, Racquetz.
Oh, no way. Oh, that main ult is so incredibly big, but the cleanse does come out from the Kariko, making it much easier. Ended up getting pushed against the wall. May is going to be the only one on the point. It looks like Trinity Force are going to finally lock this down. Junkrat going to be the final person to come out through. Gets one, and there we go. We are tied 1-1, and that was a valiant attempt from MGS. I don't think they really... well, I think they did a very good job at trying to get back and attempt to get the win there. With all that burst damage from Junkrat, ended up one-shotting someone as he got back onto the point. And the resurrection as well from the Mercy to get the main tank back too. They did a lot to try and come back into that fight, but Trinity, they were on their toes the whole time, and they ended up getting a pretty good cleanse from the Mei ultimate as well to try and make sure that they weren't all frozen in that situation too. So we're all locked at 1 apiece.
Yeah, locked at 1 apiece there now. Definitely a close one. Trinity really giving it their all to stay in this game. And I'm certainly impressed with how they've managed to take it this far, but they've still got one step ahead of them for both of the rosters now. We'll see which one's going to be able to come out on top heading into round at number 3 here. As I think MGS, they're going to be out for blood after the outcome of that last one.
That is true, and looks like we're going to be seeing similar characters picked this round. Doom trying to charge up his fist, standing up, diving onto there, ends up narrowly missing, and now he's in the backline. See if the counter can come through. Going to be very exposed and ends up dashing out. Pick ends up coming through from Flex Tape in the meantime, and Trinity trying to gather themselves on the point right now.
Yeah, trying to bring themselves up there. Good res to come out from Brongus there. Weefler does go down. So good start coming out from Trinity. 3 kills amongst them, and it's all lining up for them, one after the other. They pull through and get the KO. Team kill coming out there. Good for them to take early control.
Knockout punch there from the Doomfist. Wonderful job there from Not Zebra, and see if they can maintain this pressure. Nearly has the Meteor Strike available, and when they sort of know that they're in this situation, they like to play more aggressive, get these chokes. Doomfist now has the Empowered Punch, so don't have the cleanse available, but the one shot ending up nearly getting through to there. The Meteor Strike has to retreat for the meantime, and very low HP needs to be topped up for the time being, and the wall's going to be used to try and store that out.
See if we can stall it out long enough. Big Weeksy going to have a bit of enhanced damage. Doomfist taking punishment, goes down there. Big Weeksy trying to continue the ruthless assault. Flex Tape's gone. 2 down and more to come perhaps. But it looks like it will be a retreat coming from Trinity there. Wait for their teammates to return to action and then try and go for a retake.
And one thing that we saw a lot last week was a bunch of really good Riptires, and there we go, that's a pick at the start there. So Big Weeksy looking for the value here, and there we go. 2 with the Riptire. I believe the cleanse was used there, so pushing forward with the Reaper. Reaper can get a decent amount of value here, can use that Wraith form to get out a lot of trouble. And the Moira will be taken out during the Coalescence too, so that is 1 minus ultimate available for the Trinity Esports team. And MGS will be flying high with that Valkyrie, and also that Death Blossom has been accumulated really, really quickly too, right? So, oh, look at that! Speaking of, very, very cheeky from Moisty Morgan there on the Reaper. Nice setting up that flank, and both teams really wanting to elect to take these fights quite early. The punch getting the Reaper onto the wall there, but Not enough damage. We'll have his empowered fist, though it doesn't get the one-shot successfully, but Moisty Morgan just pushing through. This is what you want to see though, right? Playing so aggressively, wanting to get the ult charge off when you have such a close-range character as the Reaper.
Absolutely, doing their very best to just get a lot of value out of it, and it does pay off, at least for the moment there. See if Trinity do find some kind of a comeback though. Lots of damage being dealt towards Ramatra there, and they will go down. Triple kill from Not Zebra there. Great stuff coming out from Trinity in order to force their way back into the running there, even continuing the aggression.
Wow.
Not Zebra not looking to let up, does eventually think better of it and will fall back, but getting the stagger on the deaths there, going to allow them a bit more time to prepare themselves.
Well, MGS need to be very careful because the Doomfist has had that charged up punch quite often, and Not Zebra making sure to charge the empowered fist up of the Junkrat attacks too. And speaking of Junkrat, fire in the hole, he says the Riptide is flanking from behind. Will we get any? There we go too. Big Weeksy, that is the way you want to start off a fight.
Absolutely. Great start there. May ult coming through as well, though. Gonna stop Weefly in their tracks. And they will stay alive. Death not able to get to them there. Trying to heal up their teammates as quick as they can. Hold on to the point here. They do have the ultimate available if they need to use it. They're not opting for it yet until now. Here it comes. Trying to spray their way through the enemies there. Big Weeksy still alive though. Not for much longer, however. Just find one kill out of it. Flex Tape's joined in as well. Death Blossom comes through, finding two back in consolation there. Brahmatra's on point as well. Ult coming out there. Gonna do whatever they can to keep this point alive. Try and get it back for their team. And we'll find heaps of pressure there, but it is contested in the end. Doomfist is back, trying to knock them off the point so they can take away this round. It's a perilous approach, and they do get it through. Big Weeksy not able to get on the point in time, and Trinity bring it back.
Clinical stuff there from Trinity, playing around the Ramatra ult so well. Who's going to get the play of the game? I think I know who'll be. Here we go.
Oh yeah, Not Zebra. Huge players coming out here. You can see exactly what they were made of. Just great stuff. Charging their way straight into the enemy team. Just fantastic stuff, honestly. Triple kill, even on to the quad kill, if you do count the assist there. Fantastic stuff, honestly, Racquetz. A great way to do your favorite character justice.
Mate, I was incredibly happy when I saw that play. Not only are we seeing a Doomfist, we're seeing someone who really wants to sort of play around that Doomfist as well with the whole team, right? And I really enjoyed that sort of aggressive gameplay. And the thing is with Doom, right? He doesn't have like the best ult in the game with the Meteor Strike, but the thing is, with the way that you want to play because of it not being a strong ultimate, you want to be able to take these really early fights, charge up your fist, take a creative angle, and see how you can sort of play off that. And I think the squad did such a good job at that, making sure that a lot of these fights were taken early. And that's not very easy to do, especially up against the likes of a Junkrat, likes of a May or Reaper, these types of really close quarters picks. So when you're playing such an aggressive comp with the Doom, if you do end up missing that punch, I mean, we saw it a couple of times, right? You can be immediately punished. So there was that sort of fine line throughout that sort of matchup there. And that really showcased the signature matchup with both of these tanks, with Ramatra, with the Doomfist. These are sort of not been necessarily the most popular. Ramatra's actually been seeing quite a lot of play, especially on Control. But yeah, it was very, very fun to see that. And props to the teams to try and to sort of stick to their guns as well. This is actually one of the few series where the team comps for the most part have been pretty similar throughout all those little maps on the Control, right? So both teams just saying, all right, this is our style, this is what we want to do, and out of that we saw an extremely close.
Absolutely, they really brought out the big guns all the way through into that match, didn't they? And I'm so excited to see what else is going to come through as well, because this is only the start of the day, right? We've still got plenty more Overwatch 2 action. And I think I've got word our next map is going to be King's Row, the classic, coming through there. I don't see too many of the old maps these days. I don't know how your queuing experience has been. I think, what was it? I saw one map for the first time in ages. I think it was Numbani, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they recently added that to the pool again, which is good. As someone who has played Overwatch for a very long time, it is lovely to see the sort of older maps getting cycled back in, and maybe this is just a bias. I generally prefer the older maps. I think they're a lot more funner, and I think they're quite familiar as well. Maybe for folks who have just like started off Overwatch 2, maybe they wouldn't know the difference. But when you're so familiar with something, that's when you sort of feel a connection to it. And something that we saw actually, I believe, last week on King's Row, a sort of signature, a staple, is a lot more Reinhardt play. Reinhardt is a tank that has been sort of crawling back into the meta. Reinhardt's sort of been shadow buffed. A lot of his main counters have been nerfed, so a lot more of those picks. And what better way to see that hero than on his sort of home turf of King's Row? This is where he's sort of been a staple for a lot of this time, and hopefully going to see that pick end up coming out. And the matchup for the Doomfist as well is something to be considered as well, right? That Reinhardt sort of Doomfist matchup. Now, someone who has played that matchup a lot, because I think Reinhardt in comp has been played a lot more too, right? It's a very careful matchup that you have to play around. Are you going to decide to go for the backline? Are you going to try and interrupt the Reinhardt in that way? But the thing is, right, he can get his Earth Shatter so incredibly quick, and in such a tight map like King's Row, you don't have many places to hide, so he can get a lot of value off that. So see how these sort of defensive against the offensive playstyle ends up working out on King's Row.
Yeah, definitely eager to see exactly what's going to come out of that one there when we do head into King's Row, because obviously there definitely is room for a lot of classic type comps, like you were talking about the Reinhardt there coming into it. Maybe we could see an Orisa be brought out too, who knows? There's definitely lots of room for a bit of anything to come out there. And, you know, Racquetz, talking about bringing old maps into the pool, now that they've brought Numbani back, when are they bringing back Temple of Anubis, mate?
Mate, that's ancient times, literally. But there have been sort of whisperings that Blizzard want to sort of implement 2CP somehow, or like those maps back in Overwatch 2. Not 2CP per se, but like the maps, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the assets are there, right? They've put the work in, and I suppose with 5 characters, you won't have the same stalling problem that Overwatch 1 would have had. So see how they could maybe implement that in the future. I mean, yeah, Anubis is definitely a classic map. You have Hanamura, right? Volskaya Industries. Those are some of the other 2CP maps. The Horizon Lunar Colony.
Yep.
I'm surprised I remember all these. It feels like a absolute like 5 years, you know, since I played those maps. But yeah, we're going to be getting into the classical map soon on King's Row. And yeah, here we go. Welcome to King's Row.
Yes. Welcome to Volskaya Industry. Nah, just kidding.
Hey, wrong one.
No, we're going to King's Row, everybody. Back to one of our classic maps here. Trinity Esports up by 1 map in our series so far. And we'll see how far this best of 3 goes. Whether we do have Trinity take it all the way here, whether MGS looks to bring it back with a fiery fury. Heading into this one, it's all going to be tested as they try and push the payload here. We've got a Roadhog actually coming out on the MGS side this time, so interesting to see that one. Trinity staying consistent though, staying on brand with the Doomfist there, Racquetz. So I think they're going to be doing you proud a while longer yet.
They certainly are, and Doomfist isn't usually the most comfortable on some of these defensive maps because he really wants to get a good rollout with sort of establishing some unique high ground positions, but in the sort of section of King's Row, there's still plenty of spots for him to be, and there's a lot of really good spots for him to get that empowered fist off too. But in saying that, the adaptation with the Roadhog, that could sort of prove to be a thorn in their side for the time being.
Ooh, good isolation coming out there with the wall. Going to be able to isolate the Mei, but considering the ice block, it doesn't actually work out too good for our defenders here. We've already lost 1 member. We're going to still try and hold on, but the attack is scurrying around now, all higgledy-piggledy, looking to break free onto the point. Good heals coming out from the Ana as well. They'll do whatever they can here. Flex tape, good damage, especially with the Helix there. Trying to do what they can, but with Doomfist going down, it does prove all that much more difficult for Trinity to hold this point. So they may inevitably look to give this one up, unless they can get back in time, but starting to slip away from them.
It is, and they're going to be using that water sort of zone off too, but the advantage of the Doomfist is that you can come back on point really, really quick, but the Roadhog already getting the starting initiate pick at the start of the fight, and there we go. Flex Tape is eliminated with the Riptide, and it looks like MGS are going to be doing a good job at trying to get that point back, and there we go, the Doomfist is eliminated too. But yeah, that's the advantage of the Doomfist on this sort of point as well, that he can get back onto the point so quickly. But it is a pretty difficult draft up against this Doom. You have the Roadhog, you have the Junkrat, Mei. I mean, pretty much all of these picks are pretty difficult for Doom to deal with. He has to really invest his cooldowns in order to really eliminate the Mercy. He can cancel the res pretty easily, but especially the Ana is going to be something really to look out for with those sleeps and the anti-heals. So now needs to be careful with those dives. Now needs to make sure that has at least one mobility option to take out once that is being initiated there. But Mei walls are going to be so incredibly on this point, Matsi, because they basically cover the whole section there. So look out for both of these Mei players looking to exploit that.
Absolutely. We'll see just how far they can take it though. Meteor Strike going to be coming through now. Will they find Mei ult coming out as well? Good push from Doom into the back line there, trying to take out the healers, isolating Ana, but they will be kept alive, thriving due to the Mercy there. And in the meanwhile, MGS has taken down basically the whole of Trinity, looking to do so much damage. Unfortunately, not able to compensate in any way, shape or form, as MGS have free reign to push the payload even further beyond.
They are. Even further beyond indeed, mate, and that Junkrat nearly has the Riptide available. Big Weeksy popping off on this pig, very familiar with that character, and is shown to be an absolute menace when it comes to the Riptides and getting the picks at the start of the fight. The hook ends up getting cancelled by the Doom Fist punch, and the Mei ultimate ends up coming out too. That's a pretty good freeze, and it zones out some of the opposition away from the point, but the Riptide, that is a triple from Big Weeksy. Make it 4. Left, right, good night.
Left, right, good night, good fight is coming through there. They'll certainly be getting a bit of a fright after that one. We'll see if they can find the light to keep themselves alight into this game here. As Trinity look to be isolated back at spawn at the moment. Ice blocks creeping through the cracks there, trying to get a bit of chip damage. Not going to be having anyone on the receiving end of that one as yet. But you can see the last line of defense set up here for Trinity. Ready? Do have the Meteor Strike available as well. Brongus has got the ultimate there too. Ready and waiting in case they need to activate it. There it goes. Meteor Strike coming out for Trinity here. Looking to find a little bit more. First kill going to be Flex Taped there. Not Zebra. Going to be anti-healed as well. Could be taken down, but no, it only lasts so long. Just trying to distract the enemies as long as possible here.
And props to Weeksy as well, taking care of that high ground, especially against the opposition to have that Pharah, so trying to make sure to get all that space. The hook narrowly ends up missing there, but the constant pressure from the squad of MGS is just completely relentless, and there we go, that's a really good sleep. Anti-heal will probably be pretty useful there as well, but no, they're not onto the point. They don't have any of their squad on there. Doomfist just a tad little bit late. Unfortunate little misread on the timings there. But yeah, really impressive MGS, the way that they're able to push an advantage, right? Especially Big Weeksy on this Junkrat is definitely a really big threat. He's really taking care of those high ground situations where he's using his shift, the satchel charge, to get up in a very tricky spot, ending up poking and peppering the opposition of Trinity and making so much damage happen, getting a lot of Riptides through as well. And just the sort of nature of how they play sort of this weird and quirky comp with sort of the Mei, the Junkrat, these defensive characters, and they're playing them quite offensively considering.
Yeah, they're really able to bring the best out of their picks, aren't they? Like, you know, you think that maybe they could play a bit more defensively traditionally, but they're definitely able to find net benefit out of their plays coming into this one. I'm keen to see how the switch up does come though. Obviously MGS now going to be on the defending side. Trinity going to be looking to settle the score here on attack. Time is going to be of the essence for them. See whether they can actually take it all the whole distance like their opponents did, or whether it could come closing out here. We could see a 1-1 scoreline going all the way to map 3. Time going to be ticking down now though, so MGS ready to try and defend here. Trinity looking to counterattack.
See if they can get a pick at the start of this. The hook ends up missing for the time being, so Doomfist may have a little bit of room here trying to charge up the punch. There we go. Ending up getting a little bit of charge there, looking for the big one, but no, doesn't end up getting it. And look at that pressure, the May Wall. Moisty Morgan, is he going to be eliminated? But no, takes the health back. Good stuff there.
Ooh, good comeback as well from the Doomfist. Bastion, though, going to be an absolute menace towards them. Doing so much quick damage in the turret form. Bringing out the grenade as well. Just really doing a great job to try and shut down these defenders here. Sleep does come out, but it's working up just as quickly. Good ice block coming out on towards Moisty Morgan. Roadhog going down as well now. May ult available if they need it. They won't for now. May need it shortly. This Big Weeksy does come back there. Still going to be alive for the minute. A little bit more percentage being built up, however, for a Trinity here. So the more kills they get, the more staggers they can find, the better. Big Weeksy still going to be alive in that little side room, though. May finally meet their demise. There they go. The point does get activated now. We are in to the payload stage.
And I like the way that they're sort of denying a lot of this line of sight with the May Wall as well in this situation. But yeah, great job from Soda cleaning up that fight very well. Sheer tenacity surviving that whole fight. The Sleep does end up coming down, but not afterwards. But there we go. Once again, Soda very sharp on the right clip. The Resurrection won't get cancelled out, so does have their back. They don't snowboard this.
Yeah, we'll see how it all goes down here. Anti-heal on the Roadhog could be big for them, but the heals are coming through for Roadhog. Meteor Strike coming out as well. They're really trying to isolate him here. Finally does go down. Kill after kill coming through for Trinity. And it will all work out wonderfully. The Bastion ultimate coming out in Spawn there, I think. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but yeah, it went somewhere. Looks like they've switched off that character now, however. A few switches coming out, actually. We've got Orisa now on MGS. Looks like Moisty Morgan going to be on a Soldier. Weefler going down early, though. That could be costly.
Riptide coming out as well. I've seen some pretty big ones from Big Weeksy, but that looks pretty ambitious so far. If he gets one, I'd be happy with it, considering how far he's going. And there we go.
That's going to be an ideal outcome for them, to say the least there. Big Weeksy, though, on for a flank. Lots of little grenades coming through there. Still hasn't been dealt with, surprisingly. Just hiding in the back line. Looks like Mercy in death will find death themselves. And following suit is two teammates there in Siege, as well as the May and Doomfist there in Not Zebra. So good outcome coming out from MGS there, holding on to the point a little longer, not allowing them to push it to that next tick there, next checkpoint. Now just pondering on their options.
Trinity have a lot of ultimates to use in this situation, so getting the pick at the start already, that's a really good sign for them.
Yeah, the signs are lining up indeed. Good res coming out from Mercy, though, on both teams, it would appear. Moisty Morgan's back, as well as Not Zebra. Siege does go down, though. So going to be a good start for MGS. Looking to find a little more death. Keeping them healed up, alive as ever. Good use of the ultimate there to keep them in the sky. Now just trying so valiantly to keep their teammate alive. In the meantime, though, both teams have traded. Zebra close to death, does find it in the end. Flex Tape getting hunted down by the Moira here. Weefler trying desperately to kill them here. Eventually it will be Moisty Morgan to find that execution, however. So it could be a little better for our defense here for MGS. It seems they've found the choke point they need. Riptide could be in order soon. I like this position from the Big Weeksy there. Just ready and waiting to see where the enemies are coming from. And may just be able to annihilate them if things get a little bit too close.
It's true, but the Moira ends up getting eliminated. Wonder if he's still going to be using that ultimate at the start here. See, there we go. The Resurrection does come out. The May ultimate being used as well. The anti-heal and Big Weeksy catching the Mercy as she's flying down. Amazing stuff.
Great start for their team. Isolating two players and now looking to clean up the rest as well. Not Zebra trying their best to get the heck out of there. Using the fist to charge their way forward. They will find a grand escape back to their teammates. The reset may hinder their morale there. No one going to have an ult on the Trinity side, but we do have 2 for MGS at the moment. The Orisa ultimate, which could be great to keep them away from the point, as well as the Mercy ultimate to keep that healing airborne. Definitely eager to see how things play out here.
Well, Trinity having to get pretty creative with this pathing now, right? They're going across the right side to try and get a different angle on the Orisa. The Orisa is very, very difficult to penetrate through there. Trying to get an empowered punch, but getting immediately nuked out of that fight straight from the start. She still has the ultimate available too. This is going to be very tough for Trinity to get through now.
Yeah, it really is, and time's not on their side either. They really need to make something happen sooner rather than later there. Doomfist desperately trying to get into the backline. Doesn't have much support towards the back though, so it could be difficult for Doomfist to get any kills here. Ooh, almost getting one there, but May does go down. Ultimate coming out from Orisa as well. Flex type still going to be alive though. So unfortunately not finding too much benefit there. Zebra does go down as well. Time ticking here for Trinity. No tank available until the respawn. Not much time either. They desperately need to get on this point now more than ever. Even if someone tries to tap the point, perhaps. Death looking to do that job at the moment, hiding on the point with their ultimate. They do get shut down. Everyone's running, all higgledy-piggledy, trying to get on. Not Zebra makes it. He's trying to keep the overtime timer in place, but it could be sent out of space. It could be curtains here, unless they keep it going. No, they're down. And it slowly comes to a halt. MGS take map 2.
And we have a series on our hands. Let's see who gets play of the game here. Who are we going to think that it is, Matsy? It's going to be Junkrat, right? Junkrat? There we go.
There it is.
We got it right. It is Junkrat. Big Weeksy once again.
Having a feed there, it would seem. Lovely little play. And it is going to be the Riptide coming through as well. Triple kill. And following it up with another one. Quad kill to come through from Big Weeksy there. Almost on for the 5k in that play. Fantastic stuff. Real impact maker for their team.
Oh, yeah. It's been lovely on that Junkrat. I think last week, Big Weeksy did a fantastic job on it too. And just seeing these sort of different styles as well. I mean, I hate to keep on harping on the tank matchups because it's something that I love to watch, you know, but especially with this Orisa, I think Orisa is probably one of the hardest heroes for Doom to deal with because especially on a map like King's Row, right? There are not exactly so many ways to flank on that second point. There are, but it's sort of difficult to be creative with it, right? So with Orisa, she's a very headstrong. She's going to just sort of sit there. She's going to be difficult to sort of attack head on. And even with the flanks that Trinity managed to pull off, MGS were very good at scouting it out. They were like, okay, they're coming from this direction. Everyone move over towards this position, poke them out to make sure that the flank gets no value. So great job from MGS scouting that out. And I think probably a good amount of contributing factor to that could be the sort of creative positioning of the Junkrat too, sort of being in these very cheeky spots and probably saying to the team, hey guys, once they push through, just let me know and I can just fire away with my bombs. I have the Junkrat Riptide available. Got so much value off that too. So MGS doing a fantastic job and making sure Trinity don't get too cheeky with the flanks, and they're doing a great job to make sure that the Doom doesn't get out of the control with the Orisa, with the Ana, and doing a great job of trying to negate that.
Absolutely, really making some great plays there, just trying to counter out their opponents and do everything they can to keep themselves in the game there. Really solid efforts across both maps coming from both teams there. Like, the second one was a lot more convincing for MGS. I feel like they're really tuned in on the way that they want to play out this series. Like, you could see little remnants of it in map number 1. But obviously, Trinity definitely are doing their best to keep things lively as ever. But 1-1 now. Map 3 is going to be a real game changer for both these teams. I feel like we're certainly going to be seeing them put to the test there. And I'm curious to see, will the Doomfist be playing out all 3 maps? Will it be changed? Will there be other changes like what we saw in the Orisa coming through? And it looks like we've actually got word on the next map. It is indeed going to be Junkertown. So, looks like they're coming around our part of the world, Racquetz. Australia.
Yeah. Apparently, Junkertown is like a version of Australia that is completely... It's not even Australia at that point, mate. I mean, actually, it technically is a lot of Australia. There's like a bunch of scrap. It seems very hot, barren. I wonder where Junkertown is in Australia. Is that like maybe towards
Maybe,
the middle
like-
of the country or something?
Yeah, maybe the middle of the country, maybe the NT, like Alice Springs or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Because
I'm curious.
lore-wise, Matsy, I think in one of like their cinematic shorts, they show a like brief still of an image of Omnix at Sydney, like where the Harbour Bridge and stuff is.
That's
So
so
I
cool.
would love to see that as a map. So Blizzard, please sort that out, because we have the sort of stark contrast of like the barren Junkertown. Now we need like the Sydney like city life, maybe things being built up from scratch after the Omnic War. There you go, some lore for you guys, in case you wanted to hear that random tangent.
Who knows? We definitely could see some cool things come through. You know, maybe they'll make a map in New Zealand eventually.
Oh,
Who knows? A very like mountainous region. You know, could
we
see
do need
something
some
like
more
that.
greenery in Overwatch, I feel.
Yeah,
Like
it'd
a
fit
lot of
well
the
with
maps.
the Bastion Overgrown skin.
Oh, that's a good shout out, Matty. That I believe was the Bastion Overgrown skin. Was that something that you got for pre-ordering, or was it just like a
Something
really early
like
skin?
that. I think it was a pre-order bonus alongside the Widowmaker Noir skin.
Wasn't there
maybe?
a soldier one too? The Captain.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Morgan
the
Morrison?
blonde one.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. Yep,
Wow.
I've got all them.
So I have to dial back the clock a little bit for that, eh? I'm just trying to think about it.
Yeah, the good old days, the good old skins. No, we definitely love them. I'm keen to see what other maps are going to come through, though. Like, it's nice to see that they are actively developing the game, putting more into it. With the fact, we've got our Arctic map that we just saw on stream earlier, and yeah, I'm eager to see what else is in the pipeline.
Yeah, that is true. I wonder sort of what theme they're going to go for, right? Because we've recently just had a snow map. So are we going to have like a fiery pit map? I don't know. I just went for the complete opposite.
What, like a volcano map or something?
Like a volcano map. Actually, that does sound pretty rad, right? And if you do like an environmental thing and they take like a DOT because they're like in lava.
Oh, true.
Oh, wow. See, we're coming up with all these innovative ideas, Matsy. It's
Yeah, or
fantastic.
like maybe, you're playing out the map and it's like a capture point thing. And then at random points during the game, there's like a lava slide that like forces people off the point at some point. I don't know.
So
that
it's
could
like,
be cool.
Yeah, no, that could be pretty cool, because I don't think Overwatch really has like those interactive environmental like events. That's what they call it. And in some other games they do, where maybe they'd have like a sandstorm or maybe like an avalanche would come through or something. But that'd be pretty cool for Blizzard. Maybe for competitive integrity purposes, they'd have to like really take into consideration a few things, because I could just imagine, right? You just captured the point, and then all of a sudden, the random avalanche just ends up coming through and just wipes your whole team. It's like, right, reset, boys, reset.
Yeah, it's like Winston in his like Yeti skin, just bringing this huge snowball thing down a mountain like an abominable snowman or something.
Yes, that could be an idea for like a good arcade mode or something.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. There you go.
Ooh, takeaway. You want some?
What's there? I want to see the menu.
One of them looks like skewers or takoyaki, maybe.
Right.
I can see some dumplings. A fish.
I think I might go
one
for
of
the
them's
skewers,
chicken
please.
feet, maybe?
I'm going to go for the 4 skewers. It looks like it's good value. I don't want the hands. That doesn't look the most appetizing.
Nah, I reckon they're chicken feet.
You reckon?
Yeah, maybe. I could be wrong.
Hopefully. But
regardless, we're getting into it.
Yeah, I mean, we have the Doom on this map, and another random matchup sort of fact. This is probably one of Doom's more difficult maps, especially on the first point. It's a lot better for him sort of on attack a little bit, but because of Junkertown, right, the very first point is so incredibly wide open. It's very difficult to get any collision eliminations, and you need to be very careful. He's quite good at dislodging the opposition off the high ground. That's the sort of perk here. But MGS, they've pretty much scouted this all out. They've already got the Orisa, big weaksies popping off on that Junkrat so far, and the Ana, that sleep, is going to be so pivotal at shutting down the Doom as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a real game changer for MGS here. We'll see if they can pull through with it, though. Looks like Big Weezy's back. Playing around the Junkrat there. Moisty Morgan does find the opener on a not Zebra, though. Looking to see what else they can manage. Big Weeks, he pulls through. Baptiste is out of here. Misty Morgan getting close, does find it. It will be Big Weeks. He being woken up there. Teammate seemingly trying to make it out as though they've picked him up off the ground there. Good trap coming out onto Not Zebra, and lots of damage being taken. And they do go down. I thought maybe they get Big Weeksy, but no, not today, it would seem.
Yeah, good healing from the healers there. I think Death ended up getting some good Baptiste shots around the choke there, but it looks like the payload's going to be safely taken here. Maybe Doom's going to look for the contest. It's going to be a little bit risky. Goes for it. Oh, there we are.
Very, very last minute there. Does work out for them though. Death seems to be taken down, and Moisty Morgan as well. Eventually, the point will be taken, however. So the delay not going to help too much, but at least getting a little bit more time on top will be beneficial for them.
It's true. Looks like trying to sort of maintain this high ground there. The Reaper ending up teleporting. It's really hard to punish nowadays that it's so quick, right? But Wraith form has been used, so it might be a little bit easy to get through there. And fire in the hole, says Junkrat. Death is eliminated, unironically dying by Big Weeksy, making sure to get the health back. A nice shot there from Soda, taking out the opposing Ana. And Sleep ends up coming through to try and rotate safely as well, so good call out.
Yeah, great call out coming through there. MGS going to be able to find an abundance of kills here. Looking to do so much damage to their opponents. Looking very reminiscent of map 2, honestly.
Yeah.
But they had a really solid time over the payload. They were able to find the right amount of pressure, and Trinity just really struggled.
And Trinity don't necessarily have the dive for the Doomfist, right? They have a reasonably defensive comp with the Doom, so he's diving in by himself, so he needs to be really careful with the timing, measuring it up, doing a little bit of damage to Orisa, but she is so incredibly tanky. But say goodbye to Mercy. Anna's really low too. See if he can survive onto this, and the Symmetra damage is pretty good, but Big Weeksy on the Junkrat is doing so much in this fight so far, just dishing it out, and there we go. The point will end up being taken there. Symmetra turret a little bit cheeky, cleaning up the Junkrat in the end, but I mean, as you can see, Trinity, they're trying so hard to sort of latch on and do the best here, but MGS, especially the main tank in Ryza Sports, is doing such a good job at surviving all of these fights, right? It's just completely indestructible.
Absolutely, just doing the very best they can to keep themselves on top of it all here. Good damage actually coming out from Can I Get a Soda this time. Looks like we will be seeing the blue team in Trinity come back to try and defend the point once again, though. Rez coming out as well, perhaps, or no, the Valkyrie, sorry. Going to be coming out this time. Let's see how they play around that one.
Nice punch there, but still the Mercy is such a difficult sort of character to deal with once you don't get the one-shot with a healing plus a certain threshold. But die, says Moisty Morgan damage. Ends up getting the Doomfist pretty low too. Empowering the punches are going to be enough, and there we go, cleaning up crew. Izahoy teleporting up to the high ground and try and scout the 1v1 against the Symmetra. Symmetra is saying, I don't want any of this. I want to retreat for now, but Moisty Morgan still wants the battle. They're doing the game up there. But looks like the Symmetra survives for the time being. Someone won't survive in this situation. Jake hits it, but ends up doing a bunch of damage in the meantime.
Yeah, looking good at the moment. We'll see just how far they can take it. Flex Tape trying to ult up, trying to defend. Not going to be happening for them, though. Seems Death has been enhanced for the moment. Meteor Strike coming through. Good damage in the back line there. Death are trying to come on to the point. Will be Ryza doing their best to take down Death. Sage going to be finding a kill back as well. Things looking great for Trinity now. Managing to isolate these players one after the other. It looks like we will see the ult come out from Death as well. Just really trying to get that additional damage through for their teammates. They do eventually find that kill onto Weefla. So, well fought out defense coming out from Trinity there. They still have to hold on for another 3 minutes though.
Yeah, that's the tough part, right? 3 more minutes, and they need to start being consistent with these fights. They've been doing a good job at trying to take them out early and seeing if they can try and take that high ground up against the Arista as well, because she can't get up there the easiest, right? So they need to take the space.
Yeah, desperately need to try for it here. We'll see if they can manage it. Oh, the ult comes out there. Good stuff from a Siege, trying their best to just isolate the enemies. And it will work out magnificently for their team. Kill after kill coming out from Not Zebra, as well as Can I Get a Soda there. And now, just over 2 minutes to go here. Great use of their time with those ults, but they've still got plenty of more tools available on the MGS side.
Yeah, see how MGS plays this out. They're going to use these ultimates for this fight, but not going to get through scot-free in this situation, trying to make sure that they get back, rotating through the health pack room here, and they still have the Death Blossom available, so they can perhaps get some good value if Trinity overextend here, but the Doomfist, there we go, big punch into the wall, but they're being pocketed by Mercy, and it's very low, and looks like you won't get it.
You're not going to get it this time. Death Blossom comes out when death comes. They say not today. And Moisty Morgan will get away with plenty of kills there. Riptire for consolation, and it will be MGS. Locked and loaded, taken away. The round there, 3 up, going the full distance. Definitely looking good for them, but Trinity now have a chance to bring it back themselves.
They do. I think they really want to be setting a very fast-paced if they want to compete with MGS here, right? Because MGS... Oh, it is too. I didn't even realize that. There we go. Thank you for pointing that out, because I actually hadn't realized that before. Maybe I was just too focused on the dosh, Matsy. Thank you for cleansing my palate there.
You can take all
we
that.
We need to be more wholesome. Thank you.
Yes.
It's BlizzBucks.
Absolutely. Take it all. Take it all.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
No.
Maybe with all those Overwatch coins, we can perhaps purchase a skin.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Hopefully we find
Perhaps.
something there. You know, maybe.
I'm sad that I missed out on the on like the Greek mythos battle pass. I didn't finish it. I didn't get the Zeus Junker Queen skin.
Yeah.
It looked fantastic. Missed out on it, so yeah.
Soon.
F, unfortunately. Soon. It'll be rotating back in the shop.
Attackers incoming. Ooh, huge shot from Siege there. Unfortunately not getting the kill. Not a lot of power behind it. Well,
nice.
That's the 2-time. Good stuff coming out from Siege. They will be counted out afterwards, though.
Yeah, Big Rixie, so incredibly creative, and sometimes that creativeness can miss a little bit. Getting eliminated there at the start, but a very, very forward positioning out here coming from the defensive squad of MGS. The Mercy trying to escape narrowly, ends up being taken out there. The Doomfist doing a very good dive there, but yeah, I mean, incredibly up front there from MGS, and still the pick from the Widowmaker, trying to establish that sort of long sight line, right? The different sort of play styles between both of these teams. The Doomfist certainly going to get a little bit more value if they can play a little bit closer in that avenue, get some more space, those angles, and Death ends up eliminating the last sort of stagger there for Moisty Morgan. So not a bad situation here right now for Trinity.
Certainly not a bad situation at all at the moment. We'll see just how far they can take it here. Things are looking good so far. Ooh, a good shot could come through. Siege trying for it, getting a lot of damage out at the moment, finding more and more these angles. Just wonderful. Zebra getting 1 kill, traded out though onto Siege, so they are going to lose the sniper, and that could really alleviate some of the pressure.
That is true. Nice flanks there from Moist Morgan to get those picks, and think of it this way, right? Who's going to take out the Widowmaker? The only real way that they can compete with it is if maybe if Ana gets a few good shots or that Reaper gets a really good flank, and they realize that straight away. And as a result, they managed to fend off the squad of Trinity Esports a little bit more. Looks like Death is trying to get a little bit more damage, has that coalescence available as well. But yeah, Widowmaker is going to be pretty difficult to deal with in the situation, but I think MGS know that and they're trying to play around it too.
Yeah, definitely trying their best to play around it here. Meteor Strike will come through there. Death Blossom as well, but it does get shut down immediately. Great sleep there. Immediate kill from Siege. Just awesome stuff, really. Mercy
nice.
Going down. It is all paying dividends for Trinity right now.
It is, and the Arista is going to be the only one left onto the point. Trinity end up cleaning up there. I like the adaptation with the Widowmaker. I like with how aggressive they were playing, making sure that MGS don't get out for free, and still looks like they're wanting to gain that ground as well. But MGS, on this map, they've been very offensive with how they sort of take these positions, right? They want to get these fights out quite early, but if Doom ends up getting that empowered punch, they could end up getting punished. One person ends up getting one shot, and you still have the Widowmaker threat lurking in the shadows as well. As you can see, ultimate is available there, and gets the snipe onto the Lucio, excuse me.
My oh my, that was quite something coming out there. Death now trying to keep their teammate alive though, as well as take down some of the enemies perhaps. We'll find a ton of damage, maybe even a kill. There it is, Orissa's gone down, more healing to come. Now they sit comfortably on the cart with the Pachimari there to keep them good company.
This is where they sort of need to be a little bit careful, right? They don't want to make sure that MGS get through here for free. So they want to be contesting a little bit earlier here, because unless they want to bait out some ultimates, make sure that they secure the fight afterwards. But looks like they're already there. MGS coming through the movement speed boost from Lucio. They're really, really fast.
Absolutely, really fast, and could go even faster now. Kill for both sides comes through. Not Zebra going to be taken out there. Siege now trying to look for another one. Unfortunately, they won't be able to get things out there. Will be the Reaper to do their very best. They do fall short this time. Flex Tape getting caught from behind though. Big Weeksy being very sneaky with it. Siege now getting caught as well. The attacker falling apart here for Trinity. Working out wonderfully for MGS.
Yeah, MGS really took advantage of that with the Lucio speed boost and took Trinity off guard a little bit there. But let's see if the punishment can come through. Reaper ending up getting the Wraith form despite being anti-healed, escapes narrowly in that situation. So good job from Moist and Morgan to keeping that up so he can escape safely. And speaking of traps, there we go. Junkrat ends up getting eliminated. The Nano Boost is applied onto the Doomfist, and so much damage coming out. Widowmaker getting a double themselves too. This is what Trinity Esports need.
Absolutely need everything they can here to push it further and further ahead. Try and catch up to their opponent. We could see this one go to extra time. See how far they push it then, if they make it to the end. Little time available, really going to be a tough one. Riptide comes out though, trying to get them off the point. Great triple kill coming out. Both healers and Flex Tape. And it is going to be the Meteor Strike to come out there. Doomfist doing everything they can to get rid of these players, but they just keep mercilessly doing damage here. One after the other. Not Zebra might be forced to retreat at this stage, despite being so close. Under a minute to go now, and that has got to be one tough endeavor for them.
And they invested so much into that fight as well, so Trinity, this is going to be very, very difficult for them. They're going to need to be a little bit more creative in their situation, looking for the pick at the start, and Moisty Morgan ends up being slapped. This could be what they need to get back into this fight.
Absolutely could be the game changer here for them. Siege, all getting ready on the angle, trying to take out the Lucio there. Gonna find them this time. Does get caught by Junkrat. Here he is again. A big Weeksy doing great stuff there for their team. Just managing to get lots and lots of damage. Somehow still alive, as a matter of fact. Do go down eventually, though. But the contest is still there. Moisty Morgan keeping this point alive for their team. Fantastic work. We're now into overtime here. They get off the point. It is all over. And we'll go to MGS here. Ultimate coming out from Death as well. Trying to do their very best to keep control here. But their teammates are nowhere to be found until now, perhaps. They do have at least a teammate around the corner now. Both healers on the cap. Desperately trying to throw them off here. Great little boops coming out there. Meteor Strike coming out as well. But this stagger could be their undoing. They're not on the point. And MGS, they have done it.
They've done it. Oh, Moisty did such a great job on the Reaper, stalling out there. Such a fantastic job to bring them back into the match. Speaking of such a good job, Big Weeksy again on the Junkrat is popping off.
Just really fantastic stuff coming through from them all through the series, honestly, making such a big impact on the Junkrat. I think this is the 3-man ultimate, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Huge stuff coming out there from Big Weeksy. Just a real game changer for them there, trying to keep their team alive, and it works out.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing such a good job at clutching out these points, MGS. Sometimes it's sort of not even about the consistency, it's about when this stuff tends to happen, right? And the way that the Reaper managed to survive that, the way that that Riptire saved them, right? Because Trinity were on a complete roll. They were doing a fantastic job trying to snowball these fights. And all of a sudden, Riptire happens. All of a sudden, the momentum is stopped. And then MGS are back on the full swing. So great job at sort of kicking things off for the comeback for MGS there in that situation. And then after that Riptire happened, MGS were just so consistent with pushing through that advantage and making sure it was fantastic timing as well, by the way, because Trinity, the fight before, they used absolutely everything. They used a lot of their ultimates, they used a lot of their resources. So the fact that they sort of come back in that scenario just meant that it got a lot easier for MGS to continue to push through. And it wasn't even that easy towards the end as well, because the Reaper had to survive for so long in a 1v2 scenario, ending up getting the heals in the end with a lifesteal too, to try and make sure that that fight was sorted out, and did a great job. Just so many little moments like that in the series is just, they can prove to be so pivotal in winning these games.
Absolutely great stuff coming through from them there, and keen to see more of our teams heading in to the rest of our AEL High School Summer Series as well, powered by a Predator there. But well, before we get our next series set up, we are going to head to a short break, everybody, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a jiffy. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Summer Series. Matsy and Racquetz are coming to you live once again here from Melbourne and Sydney. Definitely eager to see how things play out here for the rest of our games, because we started off with an absolute ripper. 3 maps, mate. Were you expecting that?
Mate, I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I'm going to be honest, that series exceeded the expectations because we got to see my Doomfist. What a wonderful display of skill. But we also got to see people who know how to counter the Doomfist too. We also got to see a very competitive series with both teams going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And yeah, all maps were a joy to watch there. And even sort of the clutch factor of a lot of these players, sort of just making sure that they can do the right things at the right times. That's such a good quality to have, right? It's not easy to do what they're doing out here with under pressure and making all these quick decisions, making these calls that are needed to sort of be made in order to win the game. And a lot of players are stepping up to the plate there.
Yeah, they're really able to step up to the plate and go for a home run, aren't they? Really seeing some great stuff coming out of them there, Racquet. And I'm keen to see how many more home runs we might be able to see into this next series as well. I don't know if the teams this time will be meeting your expectations, though. I think we've had our fix of Doomfist for the day, but now that I've said it, maybe they could be looking to rise against and stay in your corner, so to speak.
I see what you're doing. Matthew. So we definitely won't be seeing a Doomfist, you know? Definitely won't be seeing a Doomfist at all.
Well, we will.
No,
we
no
will.
Doomfist. No, don't do that, Matthew. It's supposed to be that way around. Stop it. You're ruining it.
You know, I'm like the devil on the shoulder, and you're like the angel. You know.
Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. That's what our friendship has come to. Fair enough.
Oh boy.
You know what, Matsy?
What?
I am. Okay, so I did this last week actually. So we need to discuss an oddball pick that's going to be in this match. So I think last time Tony actually got it right. He ended up calling a Farah out in the first match, and he ended up completely nailing it. I believe there was a Farah in the first match that we played. So
Okay.
let's think of like an oddball character. So maybe like Wrecking Ball or like I would say May, but May's been in almost like every game. So I know, just like a niche character that we could perhaps see in this series.
Sombra.
What's going to be the... Oh, Sombra. Okay. Sombra. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, who would I pick here? I think we're going to see a Brig, which we haven't seen many Brigs so far.
We saw one in the last series.
We did see one in the last series, very briefly, and I think that was used to sort of like keep the Doomfist a little bit on edge when engaging. So, speaking of, actually, yeah, Sombra did get buffed recently as well. I think last week we did see a little bit of Sombra. Not the biggest buffs in the world, but she can now hack Orisa out of her ultimate, right?
Wow.
So that means that they can time it pretty well, and they can sort of interrupt a lot more things. And with Orisa being pretty prominent, I think that's a matchup that she would be very happy to have that sort of help with, you know, because she's sort of like in the vein of Reaper. She's pretty good into tanks, so having that extra buff is certainly something that's going to be pretty cool. But I mean, we don't know if there's going to be a Sombra or not. We don't know, Matsy.
We'll find out on Ilios, won't we? As we do have the SFSC Saints versus SEC Wolfpack 1 now. And on this map, I don't know if we're going to see it. Obviously, this is the start of the best of 3 series here, so we should hopefully have the scores on the top reset, as we aren't going to be one map apiece at the moment. There we go. So we should see the picks coming through now. There's only one more chance for Sombra, or I think we might have 4 players on one team, if I'm not mistaken, on the Wolfpack there. Unfortunately, not able to find their 5th player this time. But we do have SFSC Saints bringing out the Reinhardt onto this one, and Orisa going to be the tank of choice for the Wolfpack 1 there. So eager to see how this one's going to play out, Racquet.
Yeah, very eager. And surprisingly, we actually don't have a Roadhog on this map, and we don't have any Lucios as well. Yeah, exactly. Looking for the boop in the middle. So both teams sort of having like a mutual handshake of not as many boops to try and push into the well.
I mean, Orisa could work in the sense with like the spear, right? You know, maybe they can throw them into the well somehow, but yeah, it's a bit of a toughie.
Yeah, would be definitely quite tough. And you actually have the E as well, where you can sort of push them in that way. But that'll be something on our bingo card to see that happens this game. And a lot of healing coming out there to make sure that the Reinhardt is topped up and all safe in this scenario. And Ash looking for some sharp shots on the side. But yeah, I mean, both of these main tanks, right, they're so incredibly durable. And anti-heal is going to be very useful for this tank matchup, right? Making sure that the opposing enemy doesn't end up hitting them with the healing and making sure that they can't be topped up. So Bastion, speaking of something that's really good against tanks, can shred straight through of that Sentry Form.
Absolutely. Definitely can be quite prominent. And it looks like Racquetz neck is going to be very prominent there with the Orisa. Captain Galaxy doing some great stuff as well on the Bastion. And it seems that they've found the ideal composition for themselves.
Wow. That is certainly a plot twist, right? I mean, they did a very good job of taking advantage there and making sure that the main tank is all topped up. They have both. They still have both healers in the squad, right? So yeah. Orisa is gonna sort of still be tanky, but they won't have that same damage presence. But to sort of make up for the damage presence, they have a very damaging DPS, and the Bastion, once that Sentry Form is up, can sort of act as 2 DPSs. So Valkyrie has been procced to try and get the Saints back onto the point here.
We'll see if it does work out for them now. Pugnacious trying to heal their teammate up. We'll be able to get the res. Ooh. Don't know if they made it. Don't think so this time. Push coming out there. Trying to get them off the map. Not going to be able to hit bingo this time with that one. Will be the Reinhardt now. Bashed into the corner. Many a kill for the Wolfpack. Oh my god.
That's not fair. You need to stop it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Don't stop it. The next sort of play needs to be that, but into the well instead of a wall. You know, the well's more fun.
Yeah, I like the well as well, you know. This is Sparta kind of vibes coming out of something like that. We'll see if...
Can't have that kick.
True. They'll bring it out. Right?
They will.
Right.
Surely. Fingers crossed.
Ooh. Here we go. Ultimate coming out there.
Oh,
does a bit of damage, but ultimately only gets the mortality field there.
Ends up trying to clean this the Baptiste at the back, sorry, and the D.Va trying to counter-engage for the time being, but the spear, oh, incredibly sharp. Maybe a DPS player on the off cues there with that aim. But D.Va will be the last one to try and get on the point, 99%. The Wolfpack, they're all together at the moment, and they are howling into the sky, doing such a good job. Only ones they have to deal with are the supports. It's going to be a pretty easy one for them once the Nano Abyss was procced into the wall as well. So accurate of the Orisa, it's crazy.
You love to see it, honestly, Racquetz. It will be round number 1, going the way of the Wolfpack. So, really surprising us all there. A very commanding start for them, and they're going to be happy with it. They'll love that. Honestly. Yeah.
That is crazy. The fact that they are able to win that first little spot in that disadvantage, sorry. So the fact that they sort of have adjusted comp here is quite interesting. I'm wondering if they're going to stay with the Boar. See, the thing is, Boar is a character that is quite difficult to play with if you're a healer, because you might need to overextend to get the heals out, but if the Boar player is careful enough, they can rotate back to you, sort of be topped up and ready to go for round 2, but they're looking to have a little bit more of a faster tempo in this situation. The Orisa worked very well, but trying to mix it up here in the draft, see how it ends up working for the Wolfpack.
Well, we'll see if they're going to be howling through here. The ball does drop down on them, going straight for the Baptiste there. Anti-heals coming out though, not going to be able to do too much with it. The front line will be locked and loaded there. Bastion still staying as a consistent pick here. The ball now will do what it can. Lots of damage, however, coming through towards those healers in the back line as well. So very difficult endeavor. Oop, Bastion now going to be carried away. And it will still be our tank keeping hold of it as the Wolfpack do take control of the point as well. They've got great pressure here so far.
They do, and the Wrecking Ball doing a very good job at trying to stall this out and make sure that they have all this pressure, that their supports can end up surviving there. The immunity field has been used as well. The Hammond ultimate very, very close to coming online there. Has it available now. See if they can use it in this tight choke. Looks like they're going to be using it. Going to get any... It's going to be zoning the supports off for the time being, so Reinhardt won't be getting the best heals. Now it looks like they're trying to rotate back on. Another slam. There we go.
Good stuff coming out there. It's really just diverting the attention of our attackers as well in SFSC Saints there. They're really struggling to keep focus on those important backliners as well as the healers there. That may change soon though. Captain Galaxy being out of the equation definitely could make things a little bit easier here for SFSC Saints. Deadly Kitten going down now as well as a Chisana. So it's all going to be up to Racquetz now. 1 versus 5 here. Just doing their best to roll around like you're playing a game of Marble Blast Gold or something.
Yeah, that is very accurate as to Hammond plays in the situation. But yeah, I mean, you can't really do all this about the healers available, so healers are coming back through, but still doing a good job at surviving too regardless, taking a lot of the pressure off, right? The anti-heal is down. So see how they can work with that. So need to make sure that the healers are protected in this situation. Already has the Hammond ultimate available again, with just sheer amount of pressure coming out so far. But Dark Angel does get the initial pick at the start of the fight, so that's -1 DPS.
Yeah, that's really going to be a difficulty for them, isn't it? See if they can manage something out of it though. Dark Angel running out of bullets there. Still chasing down Chisana though. Does get them in the end. So good pressure now being brought up by SFSC Saints. Instead, will be Hammond to try and bring the point back here. Does have Captain Galaxy behind them, so definitely can look to make something out of it. There we go, Captain Galaxy finds a kill there. Gonna do a bit more. Has the ult available as well, should they need it. Ooh, Baptiste's gonna be ulting, but they're gonna be ulting as well now. And it seems. Looks like Captain Galaxy does find at least the 1 kill, as well as the immortality field there. Death Blossom does work out for them, however. Getting 2 kills in that one. Josh looking to take matters into their own hands as well. But SFSC Saints seem to have found the perfect pressure point there, as they're able to keep the control over the point and do a lot more.
Yeah, they've sort of changed their playstyle now. They're using the Reaper as a sort of flank tool to make sure that the healers can't prioritize everything onto the Hammond because they're now being flanked by a Reaper. So that's going to sort of implement a thorn in their sides for the moment. But ultimates are coming out from both squads. This is an absolute war zone. Nice immortality from the Kariko to stop the charge from going through there, but Hammond is causing havoc.
Yeah, causing havoc, causing a bit of a panic in the disco, you could say there. Great stuff coming through from them there. See what they can manage out of it though. Reinhardt now looking to charge. Barges through, the sleep goes out though. Ascend is down and the Wolfpack do find the point back in their favor. Now trying to kill Reinhardt. Great stagger from them there. Now that's going to force the Saints to wait for their tank. And it could be a much worse outcome for them.
And that's exactly what you want in this scenario, right, with the staggers. And Ryan, exactly the fastest tank to get on the point. It's going to have to use that charge to get back, but won't have it to pick out any of the opposition, and especially for the Hammond as well. The Bastion ultimate will be used, trying to maybe put a little bit of pressure on the supports, and that will be used on the opposing Bastion, trying to lay their superiority in the situation. Speaking of doing that, the support has been eliminated. Good job from the Saints for scouting that out, and it looks like they'll now take the point.
Yeah, looking to take the point there. Overtime and how working out in their favor. Team wipe. And there it is, 1-1 on the scoreboard now. Getting better and better as things play out here.
Yeah, for sure. I think Saints are sort of playing a little bit more aggressive now, considering, right? They played a little bit honest and respectful at the start, so they're just making sure to try and make the support's job a little bit more difficult on the opposing side there for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, things are definitely looking good for them for the moment. Let's see how things go now, though, heading in to the third and final section of Ilios here. Could be a lot more verticality this time. It looks like Racquetz going to be playing Junker Queen, as a matter of fact. maybe the anti-healing could work out for them. You know, combine that with the Bastion, maybe get some kills through there. Who knows? There's options though, isn't there?
Yeah, that is the sort of philosophy they're going for, right? They're just trying to sort of switch things up a little bit, especially with this main tank role. It's going to be difficult to survive, especially up against the Bastion sort of Reaper. It's a lot of burst damage, especially up against the tank. It can be shredded very, very easily, so it needs to be careful.
Yes, caution is needing to be exercised here, and it will be Chisana opening it up there, finding Steampunk. Ascend going down as well. Things working out so far for the Wolfpack here. See if the Saints can find something back themselves. Charge comes through there, straight towards the point. Racquetz trying their best to get this tank away from their healers. Using the gun to perfection here. They charge straight back. Barely managing to get out of that one alive, but luckily for Josh, they do find their way back to the team eventually.
And the timing of the healers for the Wolfpack needs to be absolutely superb, especially with the immunity, because you do have so much sort of burst coming through. But looks like Junker Queen Ultimate has ended up going through a big anti, but that cleanse ends up coming straight after the sleep afterwards to make sure that she can still do the damage that she needs, and also the nano boost to keep the Reinhardt topped up too. But Wolfpack is still doing a great job.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job so far to try and keep control of it. Minus the tank now though. Could be a bit of a difficulty for them. And now Captain Galaxy out of there as well. It's all up to the healers. Earth Shatter for both. See you later. Wham, bam, slam. Josh has taken control for the Saints.
They come marching in, and they've done a good job marching in there as well. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty tough for the Wolfpack in this situation, but the way that they've been playing with how relentlessly aggressive they have been, they're not afraid to sort of take these fights, right? So let's see how they path for their situation. Erika is going to be incredibly important with the usage of their immunity to see how they can get onto the point here. Of course, the ultimate as well, getting the speed, and seeing how they can kick things off for the Bastion ultimate as well from the skies, but doesn't manage to get anything, but it sort of segregates the opposition a little bit.
Absolutely. Really just keeping them in their lane, so to speak. Looks like we do have the nano boost coming out. Kiriko now bringing out the ultimate as well. Death Blossom there to try and counter him out. Chisana and Captain Galaxy go down there. Big ultimate on the anti. Trying their best to make use of it, but unfortunately not finding too much this time around. Deadly Kitten now forced to just latibulate and hide away until their teammates reappear.
It is good that Kitten's up there, actually, because they can sort of scout out the situation, right? If any of the Saints move in a different position, can be the first one to spot it. They can hear it right above the point. Doesn't look like they know where Kitten is as well, right? So, oh, actually has just been pointed out at that very moment. Pugnacious has the sniper scope. If there's anyone that's going to snipe the Kitten up there, it's going to be the person with the scope.
Unfortunate for Kitten this time. It will make their team a little bit more dragged out and staggered again. Ooh, Steamfunk almost adding to the mix there. Looks like Racquetz on the Zarya. Maybe looking for a bit of action. The sleep comes through. Captain Galaxy not going to be protected at all. Charge as well. Huge pressure coming out from them there. And the Saints edge closer and closer towards victory there. And they will take game number 1 in their favor, 2-1.
Great job from the Saints, changing their gameplay, sort of playing a little bit more aggressive to make up for the gap there in the player. I mean, and it has to be said, right? Wolfpack did such a good job considering the disadvantage, but take a look at this. Huge Arrester ultimate, and the aim coming out from this player, despite being a main tank player, is crazy. Getting the 4 and then getting the Mercy straight afterwards, I believe, as well. Or helping out with it at least too. So, I mean, yeah, I think that's a very good trait to have with a main tank player, because the thing is, Matsy, like, when I played Overwatch 1, you had Winston, you had, like, Reinhardt players. They weren't used to aiming, right? They were just sort of used to swinging their weapon. They were used to using the Tesla cannon, just zapping people around. But through the evolution of Overwatch, we've had, like, the Orisa, we've had, I guess, Sigma, to a degree, you have to aim too. Characters on the main tank role where you have to aim, where you have to make, like, these reflex decisions, even, like, the Doom to the extent with how sort of mechanically good you have to be. So that has evolved the main tank role so much to the point where people legitimately probably flex onto the DPS to practice a little bit there, because that Orisa performance was actually very, very clinical at the start there. Despite having that disadvantage, was a very good shot in the end too.
Absolutely, I do agree. There's been definitely a big shift since Overwatch 1 compared to Overwatch 2. You know, I remember the good old days. You just hold down left click on Zarya all day. You know, just track the enemy. I guess there's a bit of aim involved in that, actually. You know, you got to keep the crosshair on them. But my favourite out of that has got to be Winston. You know, I don't think much aim was required for that one for some reason. No, there's definitely good flexibility with the newer tanks, absolutely. So it's good to see that they're able to use that, especially being able to flex into the DPS, like you said, just to keep your aim consistent and well trained. Definitely going to be of a benefit to any team, really, heading into the games here. I'm really curious to see how Game 2 actually plays out in this series, because, you know, we did see a bit of potential there from our 4-player team, so I'm eager to see if maybe they can bring back a little bit of a comeback again, or whether we could see the momentum just continue to stay in one side's favour.
Yeah, that's a good point, Matty. I think once the Wolfpack are sort of pushing forward, they have the momentum, they're very good at snowballing with just the way that they play and the way that their supports pocket the tank. I think the most difficult position would be in that team is playing the DPS, right? Because in order to keep that main tank up, you're going to have to invest a great amount of resources to make sure that they can move forward and contest the other one. And you have a situation where you're like bash scenario, you're still incredibly useful, right? Like your entry form is going to be vital to making sure that that matchup is swayed in your favor because of the just amount of burst and the sustained damage that Bastion does have. But at the same time, you're not going to be having as much heals in the bank as well, so you need to be very careful with your positioning. But once they do end up playing that correctly, they do a pretty good job at making sure to sort of contest the Saints a little bit earlier to make sure Saints kind of like gather their wits about them. And if we're going to be talking about sort of the classical matchup with the Reinhardts, and of course we just saw the Reinhardt in the last game, right, as well. King's Row is going to be a map where that is going to be very, very useful. So that is the map we're going to be going on to now. We saw it last series. We'll see it again. We saw it a bit last week. Everyone wants to play the King's Row. Everyone wants to watch the King's Row. And we're going to get into it pretty quickly, Matsy.
That we are eager to see King's Row coming to us live there. Who knows? Maybe we'll go to Route 66 next. Nah, maybe not.
I don't think that's in the pool, is it? Maybe?
No.
Okay, no,
I don't think so.
That was you just wishing the way into the pool.
You know, it's coming back from Temple of Anubis. I'm just praying. Oh, we're on daytime this time. That's good. We love daytime.
Yeah. Well, this is what time of the day is it? Is it like
I'd say it's about now. You know, afternoon.
It's about now.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I reckon it's like the real world right now, where we are at least, you know.
Is that the new Overwatch engine? It's like adapting the real world.
Is this
like,
Source 2?
Is this Source 2? Excuse me?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. We love to see it. Now we are going to be getting into the game, and now we'll have the Wolfpack on our defensive side. Racquetz actually going to be opting for the Ramatra this time. Looks like they're going to be trying to go for that frontward pressure again. The only player that's changed on the team is Racquetz. Everyone else staying the same. The Saints, though, looking, I'd say, pretty similar as well. You know, if it works, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, they really want to be sticking onto this sort of like Reinhardt comp, really in your face, making sure to push forward. And nice and slow too, not to rush things, but pretty safe and secure. But the Ramatra-Reinhardt matchup, pretty good for Ramatra, and the way that Wolfpack are sort of playing around their tank as well, been doing a good job with that. But both of Anna's the nade and the sleep has been missed, so Wolfpack not looking in the worst situation here. But as I said, that Cap ends up being eliminated there as well, so Saints looking to get onto the point and take advantage of that.
Absolutely, looking to push straight into it there. We get some great charges through. Racquetz, though, managing to take down both healers. Could be a bit of a detriment to our Saints here. They look to press even further forward. Ramatra now looking to punch them out of there. Do exactly what they need to do to at least get their team a little bit more ground forward.
and almost has the ultimate available too, so popping off on this Ramatra, especially up against a Reinhardt, not having the sort of threat of blocking those shots in once the Fists of Fury mode is activated, and see how they can use this ultimate right now too, if they're going to try and use it at the choke or whether they get another point. See how aggressive they're looking to play around it, but the Sleep does end up coming out, but immediately healed straight afterwards, so good foresight from the supports.
Yeah, great stuff coming through from them at the moment. We'll see what they can manage out of this one. Josh goes down. Captain Galaxy finding 2 kills there. We're going to see if they can take down any more, but it seems that maybe the Ramatra is the lucky charm here for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it's been doing such a good job, right? And especially at this choke when you're not sort of exploiting the flanks, Ramatra is going to be very, very, very tough to get through. Now, one thing that you need to worry about if you're Wolfpack here are the ultimates coming out on the other side, because you do have the nano, and if they have that nano onto the Reaper, that's a very, very sure way to eliminate Ramatra very quickly.
Absolutely does open things up there. Kasana going to be taken down though. Looks like the ult will come through as well. Captain Galaxy falling through now here. Things looking good at the moment for the Saints, finding the pressure they need here. Haven't been able to find the Kiriko or the Ramatra, but there we go. Ramatra is out of here now, and that will allow them freedom towards taking things to the payload stage of their attack.
See how the Wolfpack elects to play this out as well, Matsy, because they do have 3 ultimates in the bank. This thing, if they want to maybe bait out anything from the Saints in their situation, they probably know that the Earth Shatter and the ultimate of the Reaper is available, the Death Blossom, so see if they want to try and bait that out, or they're just willing to sort of go clash their heads up together and see who is the stronger of the 2 sides. So this will be a telling story as to how sort of confident they're feeling right now. Looks like the Bastion has been initiated, so they're very confident in getting into this one.
Confidence is key here. We'll see if they can manage to bring the key to fruition there and turn the lock. It will be Dark Angel finding 3 kills out of that one. Huge Death Blossom to bring their team even further forward now. Just over halfway towards the 2nd checkpoint of the map.
Tough feeling with the flankers, especially when you're the supports of the Wolfpack squad, but I think Saints are doing a pretty good job at trying to make sure that they... Sometimes maybe they start off a little bit slow, but they adapt as soon as they sort of see something that's not working right, especially with these flanks on the Reaper. They know that that's going to be a key to sort of win them this match a little bit easier, but it looks like we're going to get another swap to the main tank here, this time on the Zarya, so trying to build up the Grav and maybe have a win condition in that vein.
Yeah, we'll see what comes of this one. Things looking tight at the moment. Dark Angel, good flank from behind there. Does take down the DPS player and Captain Galaxy. Racquetz, though, fully charged and looking to barge through their opponents. They've found 2 kills already. Looking for a 3rd now. Oh, so close to it. Not able to find it just yet. Trying to defend their teammates. Graviton Surge is available as well for them if they need to use it. They're doing a great job at keeping their opponents away from this next checkpoint. How long can they really last? That is going to be the question. The Racquetz gets thrown into the backlines. That could be dangerous. Does find the enemy in Dark Angel, though, and manages to escape with their life.
This is such an MVP performance by Racquetz, and ultimate will be used here from Bastion trying to get through, but the Graviton Surge cleanse used as well, but does have a high amount of energy to try and burst up all those eliminations, those kills in the Graviton Surge there, but the Nano Boost was procced onto Reinhardt, doing such a big job in the backline, doing a lot of damage and making sure that that Zarya doesn't get pocketed.
Definitely getting better and better at trying to isolate them there. Deadly Kitten going to be able to find the kill onto Josh. Steampunk following now. Dark Angel as well. Great defense coming out from the Wolfpack here. It seems they've found the optimal choke point for themselves. And they're now looking to really just bolster their defenses and run the timer through.
Certainly doing a very good job at pocketing the Zarya, and the thing is, do have a decent amount of tools to try and negate the Zarya charge from coming through, right? You have the immunity of the Kiriko, you have the Reinhardt shield to try and block that through, but Racquetz getting some very good angles and pushing through, and especially with the Bastion trying to puncture through the shield, making things quite a little bit easier to try and get that charge up.
Oh, here we go. Kiriko ultimate comes out there. Dark Angel taking point. Good start for them. Now trying to find the kill onto the Zarya. Racquetz, though, the charge working out. Chisana's gone down, and their teammate follows. It's all going to be up to Racquetz now. No healers behind them. Maybe not much else either. Teleport comes through there. Racquetz goes down. They've actually used the right click and have taken down themselves. And at long last, the Saints finally take the second checkpoint.
And they certainly are quite happy about it as well with the ground that they're trying to take here. Looks like it has been scouted out a little bit. Not sure if she's any on the yet, but the best shot still comes up there.
And it looks pretty good at the moment for Captain Galaxy. Ooh, Death Blossom comes out though, does find Chisana and Captain Galaxy there. Great stuff going out for our attackers here. They've taken down one after the other. A smooth path ahead as they get that team kill there. Things looking wonderful for the Saints at the moment. The Wolfpack seemingly coming undone. It will be maybe one last ditch effort here. It's the Bastion going into the tank form there, trying their best to take down as many of their enemies as possible. Graviton Surge comes through. Could be a good game changer for them. They do get a couple of kills out of it. It's a couple traded back as well, as a matter of fact. Still going to have the man advantage in favor of the Saints for now, but Racquetz does find a send there. Good kill to come out from them here. Still going to be on for the point though, but Josh is gone. And it will be the Wolfpack coming back.
Great job from the back. 20 minutes left though, Matty. This is going to be tough to through there, and Saints to have the other board to try and push through.
Ooh, contest coming through there. See if they can manage it. Healing comes out there. Good sleep dart actually coming through. Not going to allow any damage there. Deadly Kitten goes down. Chisana follows. Everybody's down. Team kill coming through. And the Saints will be able to push it through to the end, albeit in overtime, but they manage it. A great comeback from them after a very rocky start. And we'll see how things go. Heading in to the Wolfpack's offense here. Saints definitely going to be looking to try and hold them off here, the Wolfpack. It's going to be a tough ask for them. They've got the 4-man, you know, it might be something they can achieve, but certainly still have some struggles ahead of them.
See if they elect to pick the sort of similar comp that they've been going for as well, Matt. The Zarya has been pretty powerful for them so far. With the way that they're playing around it too, it's pretty impressive. And the way that they're trying to adapt to the sort of gameplay on the King's Row with the main tank swapping around too. Okay, we're having an Acer this time, so a bit more of a shift up there.
Yeah, a bit more of a shift up there this time. We'll see if it does work out for them. I think the Acer pick, as well as the Junkrat, can work, especially since, you know, your E ability, you can use that to force your enemies away, have the Junkrat play behind you, perhaps try and trap some enemies and then isolate them from there. Definitely some good options for the Wolfpack here. We'll see if they are able to exploit those options, though. Already the anti-heal goes onto Racquetz, but it is eventually going to run its course. That will be the spear to come through as well. Good anti coming out though, almost managing to take down Bugnacious. They do get them in the end. Now they find 2 more potential kills here. Oh, it's working out so good for them. The isolation, just finding 3 players off that is fantastic. They might even find Reinhardt as well. This is all going awry for the Saints right now. They're getting picked off one by one, and this has completely opened things up for the Wolfpack. A huge approach towards the capture point here.
Absolutely amazing stuff there, and realizing to hatch out the lineup from the start, and all the members of the Saints, they wanted to save each other. They were going in one by one. That was the situation right there. And they all got immediately eliminated and trumped by that Acer being pocketed so well. And once again, still a stellar performance on this character, and it's proving to be a menace already on this map so far.
Absolutely, doing some fantastic stuff so far for the Wolfpack here. Contest coming out towards the point though. Steamfunk gonna try and shut somebody down. No kills as yet. Could change very, very shortly though. Anti comes through now. Ultimate from the Orisa, looking to do so much damage. Do find one kill out of it. Steamfunk's down. Good sleep coming through, but Racquetz wakes right back up. Dark Angel almost being shut down as well, but will live to fight another day. Death Blossom available. Here it goes. Oh, it's been stopped. Big stun coming out there from what I can assume is the spear, if I'm not mistaken. Huge stuff there, preventing what could have been deadly.
Playing so aggressive and still having the intelligence to save the spear for that ultimate to come out from the Reaper 2, and completely in the back line, causing so much pressure, ends up getting anti-healed and slapped, but straight back up they are. They're just completely unstoppable. Speaking of sleeping, there is still a Reinhardt to deal with, but the Orisa is still standing and strong for this matchup, and the charge! Oh, goodbye, Captain Galaxy.
Goodbye, Gisana. Goodbye, Captain Galaxy. Goodbye, basically the whole team here. Deadly Kitten's asleep as well. Time to wake up and time to go bye-bye, as it would seem. Good stagger to come out from the Saints there. Really doing a good job. Now that they've reached this choke point, the Wolfpack, the momentum seemingly has left them. The wind in their sails is no longer there, and they're stuck on open waters.
See if they can try to get out of the open waters in this situation with their ultimates, dig themselves out of the big hole that they have set themselves in. But there we go, that is a way to do it. Captain Galaxy, massive stuff. That's a triple kill with the Reptile, and the Orisa doing a fantastic job at pushing through, making sure that they can get through to this third point. Trying to get the stagger as well. Will the Ana survive in this situation? Pugnacious. Looks like they are going to survive for the time being, but getting poked out by Kiriko, 2 HP, but the nade will save them. But very good job from the Wolfpack, not even needing to invest that much, right? They only ended up using the Reptile. They still have 3 ultimates too.
Yeah, still got that available to them at least, so the Wolfpack can use that to their advantage there. Looks like it is going to be the Kiriko ultimate coming out from the Saints, though. Counter ultimate coming out there from Racquetz, finding the 3-piece there, looking for the 4th. Anti on Josh as well. Could work out wonderfully for them. 149 HP here. Josh trying to just backpedal out of there. Dark Angel goes down, and Josh could be soon to follow. Ooh, they pick up the little health pack, but it's not enough. And the Saga will work out for them, as we do see Wolfpack reach the next checkpoint.
And they're doing this at a pretty good rate as well, Matsy. I mean, they still have 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock here. They've just been rolling through the map. That's a nice anti-heal to try and stagger the pressure there, but the cleanse will come out straight afterwards. The Bastionaut maybe trying to slow things down a little bit, but doesn't end up hitting the mark. Wolfpack, they smell blood in the water in this situation. Moving forward, the anti has been used and the charge has been missed, but Steamfunk getting the pick at the start there. This will help the Saints try to reclaim themselves a little bit. Oh, push!
Oh my
wow.
God!
Spoke too soon. Wow,
I was hoping to see that on one of our other maps, but I'll take it on this one. Great stuff. That's going to allow them a bit more room forward, and that will also Racquetz getting up in their faces, not even giving them a chance here. Nano does come out onto the Reinhardt, but they're not going to be able to do too much with it. Dark Angel trying to isolate them now as well. Seems they are going to be stuck in the back line there. Death Blossom does find at least one of them. 2 for 2 trade there. Could be another one for Racquetz. Yes, it is. Good stuff coming out here from the Wolfpack once again. Josh does eventually take down Racquetz though. So thankfully for them, they will find it. And Gisana getting charged through as well.
I felt that. That hurt. But, I mean, regardless, right? I mean, Wolfpack are doing such a good job right now, considering the sort of situation that they are in, and 2 minutes left on the clock, of course. They still manage to have to push this third point a little bit more, but Saints, they have the Earth Shatter available soon, and it's going to be very difficult to avoid the Earth Shatter if you're Wolfpack, right? You don't have that shield for the defensive capability.
Definitely going to be a true test to them there. Will be even further pressed. Is Captain Galaxy going to be down and out for the moment? Does eventually make their way back into the respawn though, so should be able to meet their teammates halfway. try and work with them to get control of the payload again here. Here we go, turret form coming out. The Kurtnek trying their very best, maintain line of sight, try and take down the enemies as much as possible. Nano available, could be used here on the Kurtnek if the time does arise. If you might allow them, there we go. The Kurtnek going to be brought up there, finding a kill already, looking for another one. Trying to isolate these lower health players compared to the tank there, and they've already found two. Looking for another one on Josh. Might just find it. There it is. Kurtnek and co doing great stuff on the point. Dark Angel is down. It's all Staggerville here for the Saints, and they need to get on the point now. Otherwise, the Wolfpack are going to take it. They do manage it. A last-ditch effort works out. It will be the Bastionaut coming out also. This is worst-case scenario for the Saints here, or for the Wolfpack, rather.
Yeah, that is true. That is quite unfortunate there for the Wolfpack. I mean, they still have one fight left, and it's a shame for them that they invested so much into that fight as well, right? So they're going to be coming into this fight with not a lot of resources to use in their situation, but Wolfpack have done some pretty crazy things this series so far, but the Saints, they can be sturdy as well, especially with the Reaper flanks. I think if Dark Angel does find an angle there, that has been a very sort of fantastic win condition for them. Once the supports are down, that means you don't have the problem of the Kurtnek running around on that aggressor.
They're definitely going to be something to consider for sure. As a last-ditch effort will come through now from the Wolfpack. Desperately trying to maintain ownership over the point. Good shots coming out from Reaper here and Dark Angel. Not able to catch anyone off guard just yet. They get caught though. Dark Angel does fall down back. The Kurtnek will be the one to go. They get off the point and the show's done. The Saints, at long last, the defense works out for them and they will be able to take it. Racquetz. Holy moly, what a game, and look at this play.
Yep, of course on the Aresa, this has just been fantastic. Look, the Nano Boost procced, getting to there, continuing to walk forward, getting Steamfunk in the end, pushing forward, not missing any of these shots whatsoever. The Reaper ends up falling down in the end. That spear, phenomenal, nothing less of it. That was a great main tank performance. No shadow of a doubt, that main tank performance was phenomenal, but fell a little bit short there in the end, but wow. That was entertaining considering the circumstances, right? That's a pretty unique situation to be in.
Absolutely. Great stuff coming out from them there. Really impressed with how the series went overall, and just keen to see what else is yet to come. Like, you know, I'm impressed with the Wolfpack particularly because they were playing a 4-man the whole series, and they still managed to take it to them. Really, really well. Imagine if they had 5 players.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to consider, right? Once that squad is back at full power. But yeah, I mean, props for both of these teams for giving them all, especially in that sort of situation. It's obviously it's not the most ideal, but glad for both of these teams for pushing through, being tenacious, you know, keeping it positive. I mean, because in this situation, you know, both of these teams definitely fought with their hearts, and those matches were very, very intense. I mean, it was quite stressful for a lot of these folks in a lot of these situations. I mean, that main tank battle was certainly something to marvel at. But yeah, I mean, unique situation, and considering the circumstances, I'm actually quite impressed.
Calamy impressed also. Definitely keen to see what else those teams are going to be able to bring in to the rest of our high school summer series as well here with AEL. But while we get our next series set up, everybody, we are going to go to a short break. So we will be back very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Summer Series. Matsy and Racquetz here. Racquetz seemingly instantly transitioning into the server right now, just like
yes. I was showing a magic trick.
I do like your magic, Racquetz. You've got a lot of tricks up your sleeve, you know.
Nothing there for the moment, but yeah.
Well, maybe
sometimes.
you could be like Cassidy. Got a lot of tricks there, you know.
Maybe.
Who knows? We love Cassidy.
A trick of finding a magnetic grenade that goes around corners. It's a pretty convenient trick.
Nah, we should bring back the stun grenade.
Hashtag bring back the stun grenade. Everyone, we need to get a riot for the stun grenade back.
Bring it back.
Mm-hmm. Make it
stun grenade. Right click.
Or, is that the right thing to do though, Matsy? I'm not sure. You know what? Scrap both abilities, okay? Maybe Cassidy needs to take up like a baseball hobby, and he throws like a baseball at someone, and it's like an explosive like grenade baseball.
You have some ideas, and I think honestly Cassidy should just become Bob.
Maybe that's the best idea you've had all night, Matsy. Or night. It's only bloody 3 over here, right? So
3:41,
yeah,
give or take.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Up here in Heat Paradise.
See, it's dependent on when you wake up, you know.
True.
Sometimes, like if I wake up and if it's like a random time that's not the morning, I still say good morning. You know, it's just like habit. It's just sometimes the nature of it.
Good morning.
Good morning. Even though, it's 3:40.
Yeah, it's morning somewhere.
Oh, exactly.
Right?
You know, that's always the excuse that I use, Matsy. It's sort of like when I say good morning at a very random time, I'm like, oh, it's not morning. Take a look at the time. It's like, well, it's morning somewhere. Like, surely, it's two sides of the hemisphere. So there you go. That's the excuse to use, fellas. So you can take it.
Sounds good to me. Golly gee, I'm keen to see how this series runs down though, Racquetz, and I'm keen to see how that coffee's treating you. Shout out to coffee, guys.
I have unironically realized that there's nothing in here. I just sort of grabbed it out of habit, and I looked inside. I was like, no, there's actually nothing in it.
You're drinking the Invisibrew now, mate.
I'm drinking the Invisibrew. Yeah. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
It's like Christian. Up on the spot.
It's all right. Racquet's been taken over by AI. He's looking to join the Omnics. Maybe not.
Thank you. All right. Well, we're getting back into the game now, and let's have some fun. Because last game I had a really good robot, that Acer player. Not a bot in the bad way. Not a bot as in like a dental war, but like a bot as in this person crazy game and knows what to do. I wonder if there's any more good bots. Is that what you'd name it? Like assassin bots?
Are you a good bot, Racquetz? We'll certainly see. That's for sure. Honestly, I see on the Acer's Overwatch 2 team a person called Golden Hook. If they don't play Roadhog at some point in this match, I'll be disappointed.
You're right.
Surely we see it soon. Regardless though, Whitebridge, number 1, going to be on the blue side. Aces Overwatch 2, going to be on red. We've got the Reinhardt v Reinhardt action. The comp's looking mostly the same, Reinhardt May, but we've got some differences there in the Moira on the red side, Lucio, as well as the Bastion. On the blue side, we've got the Reaper, as well as Anna and the Lucio. So some consistencies, but also some differences there. We'll see how things do go, though. Looks like it is going to be a good start. Ooh, trying to charge him off the map. Good things will come to those who wait, and it seems that it will be the case for Onray there, as they find Redded. Looking to find some more is the Golden Hook. They will find a kill, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, almost getting a charge there, but no. Not today. Whitebridge, number 1, will be able to take the point this time around. Let's see how things go, though, heading into this next one, as it will be. Ooh, good isolation there. Racquetz is back.
Hello. An Australian internet thinks it's happened, but I'm back. But getting back into the game, fellas, see what is happening here. The May wall, I really like the use of that, trying to make them go down one funnel, and it's going to be blocking off the opposition of Aces to get back onto the point in that situation too. But Lucio can actually be deceptively really strong on this point, especially if the other enemy doesn't have any mobility. Pushing them in the middle means that they have to rotate for such a long time. Speaking of spots that Lucio can be very useful with, quite a fragile situation in this moment of time, but that is a massive Earth Shatter there coming out from Golden Hawk, showing that he also is wielding the Golden Hammer.
Yeah, definitely showing that they do have plenty of golden things to them there. Finding the Earth Shatters, finding the kills as well. And seemingly finding the fire as well there. But Dart Dyer will be able to find the bullseye there. Taking down Golden Hook, and their teammates looking to follow that up as well. Whitebridge at number 1. Still holding on to the point there. Doing a great job so far of just completely being able to deal with Acer's Overwatch 2 as much as possible. And their percentage continues to solidify.
Seeing how both of these teams are using the Mei so incredibly as well in the Ryan matchup too. It has been used in that small little room. That's going to be such a massive Mei ultimate, getting pretty much the whole team secluded there, but the Moira coalesces does end up coming out to try and top off the rest of the team. The Earth Shatter to follow up on it as well. This is deadly, deadly stuff. The Bastion is eliminated, putting the pressure onto the Bastion as well. Doing such a good job here, trying to get back through there, and Whitebridge are standing very tall in this situation, and they are going to be granted a 100% to 0. And wow, this is sort of very indicative of what happens in these situations, Matty, with this very, very careful team comp that's been constructed with the Reinhardt, with the Mei. It can be quite snowbally, right? Once you get that momentum, once you get that pressure, if you're the opposing team and you're playing the Reinhardt, you have to be very careful when approaching the point, because all of a sudden you have to deal with getting onto it because the enemy team has the Mei and they have the Reinhardt in a defensive position. That's way better than it being in the offensive position, right? Because they already have the setup. They can say, all right, you guys want to go through here? We'll place a wall. We're going to charge you as soon as that happens. So great job from Whitebridge. The really important, integral part of both of these team comps, Matsy, is getting the first fight in their favor.
Absolutely. Really has to take things from the beginning there, because if they lose the first fight, then they're going to have the pressure of trying to retake the point. Ooh, good wall though. Does isolate the Golden Hook. Might actually work out. Onray takes the first fight in their favor by finding the opening kill. Now looking to do a lot more as well. Go for a charge here, but looks like they're not going to go that way. Wait things out this time. But the control does go to Whitebridge there. So, looking good so far, Mr. Racquetz.
It is looking quite good indeed. And speaking of things that have been quite unique this game, actually, we still have the Zenyatta, right? Zenyatta's been a pretty rare pick so far. We've seen it actually last week for quite a little bit, but seeing the Zenyatta back into play right now was cool to see, especially considering quite a fragile double-edged sword type hero to pick, but see if that guy ends up popping off with it. Trends can be so incredibly useful up against a tank matchup, but see how fragile this is, right? Once the war ends up coming out, the bodies start to splatter. This is when all the healing comes through, and this is where the Ana gets the most value as possible.
Yeah, you can really see the time to shine there. Well, the charge hitting the wall this time. Not going to get them, but it seems the kills will still start to run through for Whitebridge. Getting one after the other here. A commanding lead so far. And they have no signs of stopping Racquetz.
That is true, and they've got a really good Ryan setup as well with the Lucio and the Ana. The difference is, right, Aces, they have a Moira Zen. That's quite difficult for Golden Hook to work around. They can perhaps get quicker picks at the start of this, and it means that their Reaper does more damage, but at the same time, Reinhardt isn't getting the same amount of healing, so they need to make sure that their pushes count for it. Earthshatter does come through, though, and they block it very well.
Do love to see it, and it does work out for them there. Looking to take a lot more from it, though. All the ults coming through. Transcendence, Lucio dropping the beat, you name it. Moira's on it as well. It's a bit of everything coming out here. Mei ultimate coming out now as well for Whitebridge. really looking to do some damage there. Golden Hook is down and out. Reddit as well. Fury Bro goes down though. Deceptive following. The thing's working out for Whitebridge so far. Trying to go for the charge. Goodbye, Zenyatta. Unfortunately, no Spider kicks today. Stimpy goes down. Going to be reunited with Ren, perhaps. And it will be. The round and the map going to Whitebridge there. Very dominating start from them.
Yeah, wow, what a performance, right? They're just showing how to use this textbook, very old school comp, right? That's been in the game for so long. Dardai getting the kill with the Reaper, the play of the game. What happens here? Gets one at the start, looking for the pick on the side there. Has the Death Blossom available, narrowly avoiding death there, 34 HP. Cheeky Mei in the corner, cleans that all up too. So great awareness to try and sneakily take out the Mei in that situation. But yeah, Whitebridge doing a great job at just showing the power of that comp. Once you get that very first win, the very first fight, especially on a control with that type of comp, it's so incredibly useful. And yeah, I mean, they showed how to play it very well. And the thing is, right, in that last fight, it was unfortunate that the Transcendence had to be used because getting a little bit low, right, they had to pop the Coalescence to try and maintain that sort of health pool there at the end. So it's a very fine line, especially the support ultimates are going to be very, very key for a lot of these teams when coming into such like a vital tank v tank matchup where it's the Reinhardt. But I do like the sort of different styles because you have the Ana Lucio versus the Moira Zen, like sort of the defensive and the offensive paired against each other, right? And Lucio, especially in the tank matchup combined with the Ana, I think is one of the more like premium ones you can have. Folks are going for the Koriko as well to make sure that the Earth Shatters, you can have one guy in the back waiting to use the cleanse if that ends up coming through. But the Zenyatta is like the oddball pick, no pun intended. But we did end up seeing it last week, and the way that it was used was that it was getting those sort of picks initially and making sure that they can nuke down the enemy as fast as possible. So once that tempo gets established, that is when things start to get a little bit easier for them. But speaking of things that are easier to do, it is easy to look at Kings Row and admire its beautiful presence. And we're going to be seeing Kings Row again. So, I mean, what wish to pit them up against each other, Kings Row.
Absolutely. You can see the battle of the Ryans coming into Kings Row here. Eager to see which one of the Ryans will come out on top, because I feel like, honestly, I want to see Golden Hook change to the Roadhog, but you know, I don't know if that's going to happen today. maybe tomorrow. Maybe if it was Ilios, you know, maybe one of the other maps. But yeah, could see it on Kings Row, perhaps. Maybe, you know, maybe we could see something from the Omnics there. Maybe we see Orisa come out. Who knows? Maybe we see Racquetz get onto the field.
No, that won't happen. One thing that I am actually interested in, will we be seeing maybe the Ramatra Reinhardt matchup a few times, and there has been like decently good into it. We've seen the Orisa, some better matchups ever since she got that buff. Now hit enemies behind Reinhardt's shield when it happens. That's sort of like an early change that happened. No, I'm referencing like it happened, you know, yesterday. But seeing if they want to mirror or if they want to try and sort of counter it, right? So see how that thought process goes.
Yeah, I'm eager to see how it's going to play out for them as well, to be honest, because you know, it's definitely going to be a tough thing for them to try and come back into this matchup here. Obviously, we did see Golden Hook's team come out on the back foot out of that last one, but maybe Kings Row is where they really find their true calling. They might just be able to bring something, a bit of a whiz-bang to the mix there. You know, maybe they find something exactly what they're searching for. Kings Row, we'll see how it's going to go, whether it flows high or low. We'll never know, but it's all going to be going toe-to-toe for these teams.
Well, I can't outrhyme you there, Matsy. I'm sorry. You've taught me there. I know I can follow up with that. But yeah, the reality is, Matsy, right? They're different game modes. Folks can be more comfortable on control. Folks can be more comfortable on hybrid. Depends what they're most comfortable with, right? So if there is sort of that opportunity to go to that sort of best of three, then this is the sort of right way to do it. and here we are on King's Row. And yeah, as I said, some people like the control point a little bit more for sort of starting off with that brawly playstyle if you want to sort of play a little bit more quick, right? But folks who maybe want to be playing the game a little bit slower with this rhyme comp, they'll be prioritizing the hybrids. But something that we haven't seen much at all is the Winston. So Whitebridge, they could definitely be pulling out something here that we haven't seen very much. We've seen it once so far, and that was last week, but not very often have we seen a Winston in this patch throughout our days commentating this tournament.
We'll see how things do end up.
Oh,
Hog
look.
just for the stream. Yes!
Hey.
Yes! It looks like Andre is going to be the one to bring out the Hog this time. It's not going to be the Golden Hook this time. We'll see if the Golden Hook will hit the Golden Hook here. They try and push forward. Good damage already coming out from Whitebridge #1 there. Fury Bro, huge honor to the Widowmaker so far. We're going to do a little bit more with it as well. Finding some tight angles here. We're off to a good start already.
Only looking to push through there. The Zenyatta's really, really low in the back line, and Fury Bro doing a good job at trying to zone off the rest of the opposition, trying to heal up the main tank. Narrowly misses the shot into the Zen, but still providing all that pressure. The Widowmaker isn't being touched in the situation. The Roadhog doing a lot onto the point as well, right in the Reinhardt's face. Also had the Reaper as well with the shotgun. This is such a close range comp in conjunction with the Widowmaker at the back to provide that firepower, and they're doing a wonderful job at pressuring Whitebridge in this situation.
Yeah, definitely looking good so far. Pressure continuing to build. The Golden Hook does go down. And it will be another one biting the dust there. Onray taking things into their own hands with the Roadhog. And they do manage to go to the payload stage now. Looks as though another one bites the dust again. Fury Bro. Great stuff with the Widowmaker there. Searching far and wide to try and find their enemies. And Zenyatta could be next on their assassination list.
They do have the ultimate available as well, right? So if they're curious as to where Aces are coming from, they would have that on lockdown. So see how it ends up working out for them, where Fury wants to proc that. But Coalescence, of course, is available as well to try and top them up on this forward push, which is so incredibly vital when running into a Reinhardt as well. But there we go, the Scout has been proc, looking to get the soldier at the start, and goodbye, Reddit. You have been eliminated. That guy 36 has been gone too. The war has come up, using the grapple hook to try and flank with the side. That amount of pressure is crazy.
And that amount of pressure is exactly what you're going to be needing here. Golden Hook going to be able to find 2 kills so far. Looking for another one. Doubles down though. There it is, going whole hog. Does manage to find the kills they need here. Onray just spraying through there, just showing I'm the boss. Oh, huge hook as well. See you later, Reddit. Right place at the wrong time, it would seem.
Yeah, I know that was a very cheeky hook, right? But still, this pressure with the Widowmaker has been phenomenal. Very, very close to getting it, and the war has come up. They don't want to deal with that anymore, so they're just trying to delay the inevitable right now. This has been very stellar performance here from Fury Bro, still providing a lot of pressure, but Aces, they do have a lot of ultimates to use to try and get back at this, but however, they have one less person.
Oh yeah, things looking good at the moment. I think we do see the May ultimate coming out there as well. Golden Hook goes down, Bastion in red and trying their best, gets hooked straight back, get over here! And they will go down. Another one followed. It's all going in favor of Whitebridge right now. The hook, line, and sinker. As they find another kill in isolation. Stimpy, jump off the map there. Interesting.
The tactical reset, of course.
Yes, of course.
That Reinhardt shield is going to be so incredible up against this Roadhog, right? Trying to make sure that those picks aren't being engaged on. And the reason why Whitebridge are having such a good time, right, is they're making all of these fights a 4v5. They have the hook, they have the sniper at the back, and all of a sudden, Widowmaker says, I've got you in my sights. Well, that's actually Soldier, but, you know, still the same sort of thing in relation to the situation, but there we go.
Yeah, things looking pretty good at the moment. See if they continue to stay that way, though. So we do see the kills coming out again, and one after the other. That guy trying to hunt down the back line there. Oh well, that's going to be round 1 complete for White Bridge, pushing at the full distance, plenty of time. Aces now have their chance to go for a attempt on the attacking side.
They do. And we're expecting to see the Reinhardt mirror, right? But we ended up seeing the Roadhog. We ended up seeing like a very intense pick composition coming out from Whitebridge. So props to them for mixing it up and trying to sort of keep the opponent of Aces on their toes in the situation. And the question is, what do Aces change in this situation? Do they stick to what they've been playing, or do they try and swap things up a little bit? Because they're very familiar with the Reinhardt, right? They're very familiar with this slow comp. We're just sort of going to go in, we're going to brawl.
There it is.
It looks like they're going to be sticking to it, yep. So they're very familiar with how this plays, and they're just going to say, okay, we're familiar with this playstyle, we're going to keep on doing it. That's how we are as a team. And that can be quite sensible, you know, because sometimes if you're not familiar with something, you'd rather be a solid 7 out of 10, even though it's like you're losing sometimes, rather than be a 4 out of 10 or something that may even be better, but you're not very comfortable with, right? So they're sticking to what they enjoy playing, what they're comfortable with, and Whitebridge sort of quite different for them, right? They've been showing that flexibility in terms of the main tank pick, of course, as well, even hovering the Winston at the start. And Roadhog on this map, especially up against the Reinhardt, is pretty difficult, but we have the Widowmaker here, Fury Bro, seeing if he can have a wonderful performance like he did on the attacking side. Oh, that's a nice jump shot. Didn't get the headshot, but still, once again, causing the pressure.
There's the headshot. Put that one in the montage. Looking for another one as well. Good little damage orb to come through there. Trying to keep the Widowmaker out of position here. Whitebridge, though, looking to establish their defensive hold over things. Obviously, Aces getting very close, getting the point already 1 tick over. But being forced back could prove to be to their detriment here. McCorney now looking to push up, get a bit of damage out onto Reddit there, try and divert their attention so their teammates can press up. That guy's gone down. Good start here for Whitebridge. Fury Bro could be caught in the back lines, but no, they do find at least another kill, not before getting taken by Stimpy there. So 1-for-1 trade-off. The defense still holds strong here.
It is a pretty key person to take out there, right? That Widowmaker is doing so much, especially when they spawn in. She does have the opportunity to sort of spawn kill and make it much more difficult for Aces to path towards the point. It really negates the way that you approach this first section of King's Row, right? So the fact that Fury was the first one to get picked off is a good sign, but Fury has already arrived back onto the point because Aces were trying to sort of revitalize, regroup, but they're all together now. They don't have all the ultimates available, but still they have the Lucio movement speed boost, and they're already on the point. Very quick stuff.
Yeah, quick stuff, quicker to the draw there. We'll see just how far they can take it now. Good kills coming out for Whitebridge here. And they do find Deceptive as well. Unfortunately, they've seen through the facade, and the deception will be no longer, as they now look to take down Stimpy as well. Staggered out, that is going to hinder the attack just a little bit.
And the very fortunate thing for Whitebridge is that they didn't need to use everything. Well, they didn't have the ultimates available, right? But they didn't really have to invest anything for that fight, so they still have resources to use for this particular hold. So let's see how they work with it. And that Ramatra, we've seen so many times already, the Ramatra can be such a useful tool up against the Reinhardt, but he needs to be pocketed through. But once again, the picks coming out from Whitebridge are just too strong. The Reaper doing so much on the front line in conjunction with the Reinhardt, with the backline threat of the Widowmaker too. So great little synergistic property that this team holds right now. But Aces too, they're trying to adapt, right? They've got the Ramatra already on that 70% with the ult charge. And that was after one fight, and there we go, Stimpy is eliminated. But see how Golden Hook can do on the Ramatra. That ultimate on the first point can prove to be such a pivotal tool.
Absolutely, can really clear out space there, allow them to take a little bit more percentage onto it. Time really starting to slip away from them here, though. Good shot coming out. Reddit is out of here already. They've got ultimates as well. Here comes the Ramatra trying to do what they can. Death Blossom surely doing two. There it goes. Taking down Stimpy. Golden Hook too. Deceptive. Gonna try and creep around the corner there, but say goodbye. Dart die. Does make them die there. Will be 30 seconds to go now.
This is very intense, but this is exactly what Ramatra wants. In these intense situations, having an ultimate where you are going to be forced to fight up close to him. Let's see how Whitebridge can play around that, because a Death Blossom will be ensuing too, but Fury Bro making it so much more easier for Whitebridge.
Absolutely doing the very best they can to get those kills there. Trades coming out though, 2 for 2 at the moment. We'll see who can pull through in the end there. Charge coming out from Reinhardt, not going to be able to get them now. Looking to focus down Fury Bro. Fury Bro escapes though with their life, and that is going to be it. They don't get on the point. Whitebridge have taken it, done and dusted.
Lovely stuff from Whitebridge, playing around the Ramatra ult so well. Who's going to get play of the game? Of course, none other than Fury Bro. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, huge headshot onto Stimpy there. Fantastic stuff. Hooking off the statue as well. Looking for another one. Oh, perfect angle there onto Deceptive. It's just clean and cut. Honestly, coming through there from Fury Bro. The Widow pick was a really nice touch.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think with these Reinhardt matchups, you need to be really, really careful with where your shield is, right, when playing around these sight lines, because we haven't been seeing the most amount of dive, which means that Widow is all of a sudden a reasonably safe pick, right? You don't have the threat of a Winston jumping on you. You don't have the threat of like a Doomfist coming or whatever, because a lot of these teams are electing to play sort of this handshake style of, we're going to play a little bit more on the slow side, we're going to have the Orisa, we're going to have the Reinhardt, things that don't necessarily contest the high ground too much. But what does that mean? Widowmaker, if you have those supports in the back line that are straggling a little bit, he has that sniper scope in check, ready to one-shot someone, and Fury Bro did a fantastic job at outlining what you can do with that pick.
Yeah, they really did, didn't they? Just really fantastic stuff coming through from Fury Bro there, and as well as the rest of their team. Was definitely impressed with the fact that they brought out the Roadhog pick for the stream. You know, I thought maybe Golden Hook would do that, but no, not meant to be. It will be the opposition to bring that out. We love to see a bit of that coming out there, but obviously that's our last game of the day. We do want to say a quick thank you to some special people before we do finish things up for the day here. Just see if we can find what we're looking for at the moment, Mr. Racquetz. You might have better eyes than I do here, or maybe not. Looks like we're going to start it off right now. So, first and foremost, a big shout out to Acer Australia. Acer Australia, the presenting partner of the High School Summer Series, who provide PC technologies or technology solutions for all schooling needs in the classroom and at home. Next up on the list, it's Predator. Big shout out to Predator Gaming there, the gaming PC partner who provide high-end gaming-focused PC solutions in both laptop and desktop formats, powered by Intel. And Racquetz, who else we got on the lineup?
If you're looking for a fantastic gaming monitor, look no further than AOC, a partner that is providing the best monitor solutions for your gaming needs. Fantastic stuff. And a final sponsor to shout out here is the Game on Cancer charity. It's choice of AEL, and it helps with the much needed cancer research for the products, and as a donating portion of the student participation fees is for a life-saving cause. So if you'd like to participate in such a wonderful cause, then head over to the AEL's Tiltify campaign page, and there's also that QR code on your screen as well. So a bunch of different sponsors right there, all lovely stuff. Thank you for being a part of all this, and it's been a lovely day, Matsy.
Absolutely. It's been fantastic, Racquetz. Really happy with how it's all gone today. We saw some really close and competitive gameplay, you know, even out of the 4v5, out of pretty much every single game. We had some pretty tight matchups, so I'm really excited to see what else will come through in the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's getting better and better as we go on, right? So if it's getting better and better, guys, make sure to tune in when this game's going to be up again. So next week, there's going to be even better matches. And if it's better than this, Matsy, I can't imagine what's going to be in store for us.
There's going to be one heck of a storm ahead of us, that is for sure, Mr. Racquetz. But that is going to be all from us for today, everybody. So we do want to say a big thank you to everybody for tuning in today to the stream. Be sure to check out AEL on all their socials. Be sure to check them out. AEL Uni on Twitch, on YouTube, Twitter, you name it. Check them all out, even on Facebook. Be sure to look out for AEL, and you can see some more high school action as well as the University League as well. But until next time, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you then.